Hey, Bob, you're watching Dolly Vision.
The evidence seems to indicate that you're watching Dolly Vision.
What is up, YouTube? It is Dolly back in the house, and oh my God, do we got some news for you guys tonight? You know, listen, just when we thought the Summer Wells case was getting cold, I don't know what it is. It's like, it's like the planets are aligning, because we finally got arrested in the Michael Monkey Vaughn case, and now the police have hit a new location in the search for Summer Wells. Now, we told you, like, what we believed had happened, that this kid was kidnapped over drugs, and they had done search the location for Summer Wells today. But before we get into all that, right, I'm going to need you a quick favor. There's already 550 of you here. Y'all go ahead. Let's jump this up to 500 likes real quick. And then I'm going to get into what the police have done in this search for Summer Wells. So, of course, leave your DNA and your like all over that. Well, your fingerprints and your DNA all over that like button, just in case you go missing. Hawkins County, right? I've been out there a bunch of times droning, searching for Summer Wells. And I've always had this feeling that Summer Wells was close to that house. Always had this feeling that she was close to this house. But just in case you go missing out there, I need your DNA so I can track you down like a bloodhound. Also, if you're brand new, sub up the channel, ring the bell for notifications, and feel free to share my ugly face everywhere. Okay? Now, I always tell people, and I don't want to sound like a broken record, that Summer Wells would eventually be found. I've always felt like that. Now, has she been located at this moment? No. But I feel like the police are getting closer and closer, and the information has been there for a while. I truly believe that this child was snatched over a drug debt, and we started tying some of those pieces together here on Dolly Vision over the last month. We started talking about certain members of organized crime that were involved in a meth operation that was taking place in Hawkins County, Tennessee. And these people were connected to the Wells through friends, mutual friends. Now they have started to search and raid a new location looking for Summer Wells. But let me give my warnings before we get into all this. Dolly Vision's for entertainment purposes only. We talk news, rumors, gossip, speculation, theories mixed with a little bit of comedy and a whole lot of chaos. So don't take nothing here as fact. It's just my opinion, people. Completely satire. I am going to open up the panel today. So my panel guests, their opinions are theirs and theirs alone, not to reflect on the Dolly. Everyone that we're talking about tonight is innocent to proven guilty in a court of law. That means Don and Candace Wells and their associates, innocent to proven guilty in a court of law. Right now, we're at 317 likes. Let's go ahead and get that up. Let's get that up. We're going to jump into the story so you guys can get an understanding of what's going on. But big news today in the Summer Wells case. I find it crazy that I'm saying that because Summer Wells is the reason that I have a true crime YouTube channel. I started with Summer Wells 4.5 years ago, searching for this little girl in Hawkins County. And, you know, sometimes I lose hope, but I've always felt like she would be found and the answers would come. And I'm hoping they come sooner than later. All right, let's jump into this story. This is mind-blowing.
The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation tells us TBI and FBI has searched an area this past week in the continued search for Summer Wells. It's our breaking news tonight.
It's been more than 4 years since Summer Wells was last seen. The then 5-year-old was reported missing from her home in the Beach Creek community in Hawkins County.
There's been no sign of the little girl since, and law enforcement from several agencies have worked countless tips over the years. News Channel 11's Ansley Daniels spoke with TBI, who says the case is far from cold. Ansley?
Yeah, Sarah and Casey, there have been more questions than answers since Summer Wells disappeared from her home in Hawkins County on June 15th of 2021. But today...
Now, what locals are telling me down there is a house of interest in the property of this house has been searched or still being searched. But as of my call earlier today was that they hit a location. They're searching the property, adjacent property to this location, and a clue or a lead has led them to this location. Because listen, we all thought they wasn't working on the Summer Wells case anymore. Now, what I'm hearing now, I'm not in Tennessee, so I don't know exactly, but it is being reported on the news that they are searching. And I got a call today, said, Dolly, they hit a house. They're searching a property around that area adjacent to that house. And there's massive police presence out there. And it's in the search for Summer Wells. And 5 miles from Ben Hill Road. 5 miles from Ben Hill Road. Van Hill Road is what people are saying in the chat. I know it's 5 miles from Ben Hill Road. Now, this is still breaking, right? I'm not positive. I want to let y'all 100% know I am not positive. But, you know, I know a lot of locals down there. And the person hit me up and said they hit a house. They're on this property and they're searching the property. And it was a heavy, heavy police presence.
The TBI confirmed that their agents, along with the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office and the FBI, continue to investigate what happened to Summer. They say that last week, on November 13th, their agents, along with the detectives, were at a location in the 3500 block of Van Hill Road in Greenville, following up on a lead in the case. That's about 9.5 miles from the Wells family home on Ben Hill Road via State Route 347. Now, we followed up with the TBI asking if they could provide details about the nature of the tip, if anything substantiated from it, and how long it had been since their agents followed up on a lead like this in the field. The spokesperson couldn't tell us those details, but said that agents follow up on leads as they come in, and the investigation remains active and ongoing. Now, this is the first update outside of law enforcement sharing age-progressed photos and ensuring the case is not cold and that they haven't forgotten about Summer. We also reached out to the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office, Ronnie Lawson, and have yet to hear back from him or his office. It's important to note, though, that there is still an active Amber Alert for Summer, and no one has been arrested or charged in connection to her disappearance.
Okay. So different details are coming out about it, right? I'm hearing broken things, even here in the chat, that I just know that they've been searching this location. They got a tip from what I'm hearing that they're really concerned about and dealing with Summer Wells. Now, listen, for the longest time, I thought Summer Wells had maybe passed away in that vehicle, dry drowning, heat stroke, like so many of us had thought, right? But from what this local person is telling me now, I don't know if they're actually accurate, that what they're telling me is accurate. They just said that they were searching a home, and they told me it was around 5 miles from the house. But I mean, I guess that was just a guess. They said they're searching a home about 5 miles and the property adjacent to it. And it's a heavy police presence, and it's dealing with Summer Wells. That was the information that I got. And I was just kind of blown away by it because, I wasn't expecting it. Was anybody expecting that? Because I figured it's all over Tennessee news. Okay, well, I've been busy all day, and I knew about it earlier today, but I still had Turtle Island to do. They left Van Hill Road and went to another location to reach. Allegedly, the Van Hill property is owned by Fred Hill's uncle. The second location, allegedly the Wells house, said Sidekick. Please, not a pig farm. That happened here in Colorado. Well, listen, something has led them to this. And now, we've been hearing that there was a drug debt that was owed. And it may have been somebody that was trying to grab Candace's Wells' friend's kid, and they grabbed Summer Wells. And then once they got Summer Wells, it was a little too late. Now, I don't know. That's just one of the theories that are out there. For this to be 9.5 miles away, Summer Wells didn't wander 9.5 miles away from the house. So this has something to do with the abduction. Paul Hill on Van Hill Road. It's Don's birthday. They raided it. LOL. Can someone catch me up on who Fred Hill is? The guy that lives, ain't Fred Hill, didn't he marry Ziggy? Right? Didn't Fred Hill marry Ziggy? Right? Him and Ziggy, the YouTube creator Ziggy, together. Fred Hill lived off of Ben Hill Road. When you go to Ben Hill Road, like you go down Ben Hill, right, and it goes straight, and then Ben Hill Road ends in a dead end. It takes you out into the woods. Now, if you have like a 4-wheeler or a SUV, you can ride all the way back into the woods, and it'll take you to the backyard of this really nice house they built. It's brand new. Some people had bought the property out there. That wasn't there when Summer Wells first went missing, but since then they've built a new house at the very end, but it dead ends, and you can only get through it like a trail. But if you're coming down Ben Hill and you pass the creeks where Jody Sue and everybody, yeah, he married Ziggy. Okay, that's what I thought. There's a creek, and when you go around that bend, that you go up, and the yard that has a junkyard. The junkyard is right there, and across the street from that is this little modular home, like trailer home. And I don't know if it's a trailer, but it may be what they consider a modular home. And that's where Fred Hill lives. Okay. Now, if in the wintertime, if you are standing on the hill, you can actually see the junkyard and Fred Hill's house from Don and Candace's. Because when I was there, it's kind of chilly, and we were outside shooting BB guns, me and Don Wells. And I was talking to him about the disappearance of Summer. And, he was telling me Summer's gone and in heaven and blah, 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 blah. But, the barns were open. And so many people rumored about the barns. So I was out there looking through the barns and stuff, just walking around. And I noticed that you could see Fred Hill's house from the hill. Fred moved from there with Soggy. Is that what y'all calling her? Ziggy, Soggy. 455 thumbs up. But Somebody knows what happened to this little girl. Kids just don't vanish into thin air, right? I mean, it just does not happen. So from what I'm hearing, these rumors are that they got a credible tip that led them to this location, that there are people involved. It's not just a property they went to, but they're interested in some people that own this property. Fred Hill said today that his family owns the tree trimming company on Van Hill. Okay. All right. Well, we're going to open the phone lines because some of you guys may have heard some stuff that I haven't heard, and I want to hear from you guys. So give me 1 second. Let me get this phone line open. And if you know something related to this case, or you've heard some rumors, go ahead and call up and let me know what those rumors are. Let me get the phone line up for you guys real fast. Give me 1 second. Bam. Okay, there's the call-in number. I want to hear from you guys that have heard rumors or heard what Ziggy had to say or Fred Hill had to say. Because my catchy. Dolly. Hello.
Hey, Dolly, Donna from Myrtle Beach.
Hey, what's up, Donna? I knew you was gonna call.
Hey. And you know who I am, right?
Yeah, you're the lady I met when I was walking up to a damn golf cart.
Yeah, and so the day I met you, I told you, you and I started Summer Wells the same day.
Uh-huh. Did we?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I was just dying to call tonight to make sure you were going to come on so we could talk about it. Okay, so the rumors are that Fred Hill's uncle is the home that was investigated, that they raided, and that there's a pond that they were concerned about.
Okay.
Now, what concerns me is, like you were talking just this morning, that once a body's been in the water so long, the bones fall apart.
Yes.
So we may not find anything of her. There's also a new rumor that they heard a truck going back and forth the neighbors heard a truck going back and forth the night that Summer Wells was missing. And it was a loud truck on this property that they searched. So my thought is maybe flattening dirt or carrying more dirt. And but the neighbors have reported that. Also, did Don ever say that he thought that Summer was fish food?
Not that I know, not that I heard or I can recall that he said Summer was fish food. I just know he told me he didn't believe Summer was with us anymore and she was in heaven and that he would see her in the next life and stuff. But I mean, he said so many things and he's been on so many channels that I can't keep up with every single thing Don Wells says. It's just impossible.
Right. And I didn't hear that either. But I did hear that on that road that leads to this pond that they're searching is the road that Don Wells got his DUI on. And you know, it's not, according to the news, it's 9 miles away. The local that told me, they said it's roughly around 5 miles away, but 5, 9. I mean, I guess they were wrong, or, you know, the news, but, you know, 9 miles away, that's pretty far. That child didn't walk 9 miles away. No. And it's a 15-minute drive. So, you know how it is driving in the mountains. But so supposedly someone also said that they heard that Don said that he was going to visit Summer to spend time with her when he got caught with that DUI. And I never heard that either.
Yeah, I never heard that.
I did hear that he was on an alcohol run. But going in that direction, there's no store.
Yeah, that's more like leaving towards, like, if you drove past their house and kept going straight.
Right. Yeah, I'm sure you know right where this is.
Yeah, I've been all down there because what it is it's 9 miles down that road, and if you go down that road, it leads you to the major intersection. So you can come in one way, but you can go out another way. So a lot of people use Beach Creek as like a pass through.
Right. And also tell me this one, that the tree trimmers are part of the Hill family.
That seems a little strange. I mean, that would explain, if they wasn't city workers, why they would be out there.
Well,
maybe he had them out there.
I always wondered about the tree trimmers, and people kind of blew that off. But wouldn't they have found this out earlier than now? Or are we just hearing about it now?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, this came out of nowhere. I mean, just absolutely nowhere. Like, it's been so cold, and they say the case ain't cold, but once it's 3 years and the case ain't solved, that's when it becomes a cold case. And Summer Wells case is over 3 years. For them just to pop up and be like, oh, well, we got these people of interest and we're searching these properties, and apparently one property's led them to another property. I don't know. It seems like they're sniffing out something.
Well, they've always been pretty closed about it. And we thought the same with not Sebastian. What's his name? The little baby. The woman you asked to marry.
Oh, Leilani Simon.
Yeah. That little baby. We didn't think the police were doing anything on that.
And I never
either.
asked her to marry me. I just had a sign that said, "Will you marry me?"
I
never asked her. I didn't get down on one knee and propose or nothing.
No, I know. And I also know that you and PJ were on it. I just couldn't wait to hear what you had to say. I knew you all were on it.
Yeah. We keep up with our true crime daily. It's
I know.
From morning to
That's
night.
Why we keep up with you.
Yeah, so I knew about it when I was doing Turtle Island, and back in my mind, I was thinking about it the whole time. Like,
oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. I was like, oh, he's gonna postpone Turtle Island tonight. He's on this Summer Wells.
No, it was the final. If it wasn't the final, I would have postponed it to talk about it. But I had to wrap that up, and I figured, hey, wrap this up. Then I got plenty of time to cover these cases, and I don't have to worry about the game show part of it. So
what's the right thing to do.
Hopefully this will lead us to somebody talking, a little bit of pressure from the police, and maybe the recovery of Summer Wells. I don't think Summer Wells is alive. I hate to say that, trigger warning people. And if she's in a lake, her bones would be there. They just wouldn't be together.
Yeah, it'd be too hard. That she was such a little baby.
Well, a lot of them ponds over there are man-made. They're not very deep. It's just like the ponds that are that young boy I went and looked for not too long ago in North Carolina. He had fell into that pond, and it was like a man-made pond. So a lot of them ponds out there are like that. There's no real big rivers right in that general area until you get to like Warrior Park and
Warriors Pass.
Yeah, so I don't think there's no big bodies of water right there within that 10 miles of. It'd be small ponds and streams and stuff like that.
Okay, now get this one. This one's going to get you if you haven't heard this one. You ready? And I'm sure you've heard it. Remember when Candace was trying to get Ernie to meet her at the fishing place, and it sounded like she was digging
with a shovel? Yeah.
And sounded like she was gagging, like she was going to vomit.
Yeah, a lot of people believe she moved Summer Wells at that point.
Well, they say that this is her secret fishing spot.
Yeah, that.
I
mean, that's been rumored for a while about the fishing spot. You know what I'm saying?
And locals said it wasn't Warriors. This is a secret fishing spot. This fishing spot is a fishery. And so it's it's secluded, and a lot of people fish it, and there's a lot of fishing. But she says it's her secret fishing spot, and a local has confirmed that.
Alan, everybody that's covered this, I think Ernie's nutty as hell, but I think he was the closest to getting Candace to talk out of everybody.
Yeah, she was in love with him. She loved him. She did.
I mean,
he was close, but he is nutty, and he lived close. So he was able to make that bond with her.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking Ernie so close, so close. You know, him being a super soldier and everything, I know is wild and nutty as hell. But I was thinking if anybody can get her to talk, I remember when they took that picture together in a convenience store and he was like, he was live and he was saying, Candace wants to talk. I'm here with somebody. He pulled Candace in. And I was like, I was thinking, man, Ernie is about to solve this shit. Crazy as he
You know
is.
what happened? When he got shot with the lightning, that's when he and Candace pretty much that did it.
Oh, when he rode the lightning, when the cops tased him. Don't tase me, bro. Don't tase me.
Yeah. When he rode the lightning, I think that was it. If he hadn't rode the lightning, he would have had it.
And then he was in the crazy hospital for a little, or jail or the crazy hospital for a little while, you know. And then if he hadn't got in trouble for that van, I think he might have solved this case. Believe it or not,
I think so too. I think you're right, Dolly.
He got in so much trouble for stealing that van. Well, he borrowed it and didn't return it, and then his boss reported the van stolen, and then he got hemmed up for the stolen van, and he was facing years for that van, and then he kind of went batshit like quick, you know. So, but yeah, if he would have had a little bit more time, I think we would have done been wrapped this up by now. And Candace,
I agree.
And Candace, if Candace wouldn't have been acting like that, that's what I thought. I was like, okay, she is acting like she's about to tell. She's acting like she was sad about it, and I was just thinking this shit is about to break any minute. But and like I said, Ernie got in trouble. She got away from Ernie, and then it kind of went where it went. Now we're still, you know, where we're at. But
you know, she was begging him to meet her when she was doing the digging at that fishing. We didn't know what fishing pond, but she was begging him to meet her, and he wouldn't come out and meet her.
Yeah,
when she was doing the shoveling and the gagging.
Yeah, that phone call was real.
Warrior's Path.
Yeah, she wasn't that because she was hitting rocks. Wherever she's at was around rocks.
Right, and it's a state park, so you've been there a million times.
Yeah.
Does it have a gate at night? Can they go in at night?
Can you get in at night? Yeah, you could probably get in it at night. If they have anything, they have like this little bar that goes across the road. I don't even sure if they got that. Yeah, you could be out there at night, but there are what do they call the people that patrol the parks? Like park rangers. The rangers. There are park rangers out there. But you can get out there. Matter of fact, they have a campground out there where you can camp out there at night.
Yeah, but I can't imagine she'd be out digging and gagging like that and begging him to come. And they say that
I've been to Warrior Path.
This pond is secluded.
I haven't seen a bunch of rocks around that anywhere where it would sound like that if you were digging. Most of the rocks
even when
in
you
Warrior's
were in the water, there were rocks.
Yeah, no, there's rocks in the water. There's definitely rocks all in the water. Big rocks, big, huge ass rocks in the water. No, there's trees in the water too, but where Little Summer Wells was swimming, there was trees in the water. But once you get out of that little cove right there along the bank, there's a lot of big rocks in the water. But I don't think that's where she was digging. It sounded like she was hitting gravel with the shovel.
I'd love to know what the terrain's like.
And she was definitely digging something. I don't know what, I think everybody knows that listen to that phone call that she was digging something. You could hear
it. Gagging and almost vomiting.
Yeah, but the question is then where did she move Summer to, or why would she be digging Summer up? Or did she think people were getting close to it? Or I mean, I don't know. I just know I heard the same thing everybody else heard. And I was like,
maybe she had moved her and that's where she moved her to.
Possibly. I mean, it's hard to say, but it don't seem like they're own Don and Candace. It seems like they're owned somebody else, unless somebody else talked and that Don and Candace are affiliated with whoever else is owning this property, or they went on to somebody else's property.
Fred Hill's older uncle, 80 years old. His name is Paul. And it's a fishery that he has there. Do you know what I mean? Fish farm?
Yeah, like where they breed fish and they use it for, like, they have tanks and like man-made little lakes that they can breed the fish in.
Yeah, but it doesn't look like that on the map. It just looks like a small little pond.
I don't have that call. Do you know how to find that call? Do you know where it would be at on YouTube?
Where I heard all this?
No, that call that Candace and Ernie were on way back in the day.
Oh no, you probably have that more than I would.
I don't know exactly where to find it.
We need PJ. We need PJ.
Yeah, PJ's in bed and I don't want to wake her up. PJ would find it.
Know.
But
what did she say?
I would think Prayer Garden, because you know how Don was always on prayer. She may have it, or Ernie's old channel. But I think all his old channels got I think all his old stuff got taken down. He's changed channels so many times. So Lightning Tiger or Fine Kid, he had so many different things. I don't have a clue right off to find that.
Oh, PJ will have you. She'll have you.
We'll have it tomorrow. Tomorrow when we bring it up.
What does she say about it? I bet she wanted to stay up and listen. I bet tonight.
Well, she's happy. She thinks that any movement is good movement in a case that's been so stagnant. So and lately we just been hopeful and things have been happening. So I heard some rumors just a while ago before I went live that Melanie Buzzard might be back in California.
I think the moon's aligning. I think you're right.
So we may get a lot of good stuff coming out. And listen, I want to say this: if Summer Wells is deceased, but they find her, I still look at that as good news. You know, I know it's horrible and it's heartbreaking, but to me, that would be absolutely great news.
I'm afraid it's going to be like Monkey. We may find evidence of what happened, that she's gone, and maybe who did it. But I just think it'd be too hard to find her, I'm afraid, after this many years. What's it been? 4.5 years. Angel
Lover said, Dolly, it was one of the first episodes you did with Dumpling, when Dumpling was co-hosting with me. It may be, and it would take me so long to find it.
Hey, Dumpling's good at it. Dumpling, you listening?
Dumpling sent it to you, man. Okay, hold on. Let me go to my Facebook.
Oh, see, I told you she's good at that.
Yeah. Give me a second and let me see if she sent it.
And I know you were playing that. I know I saw it.
Dumpling is on it. Okay. I knew there was a reason I had her as a co-host.
Oh yeah, I knew that was my next thing. Have Dumpling look. She's up.
Okay, well, let you go, and I'm going to play this.
Yes, I'm listening, Dolly. Thank you.
A few minutes. All right. Bye-bye.
All right, see you.
Okay, so we're going to play this audio. This call is between Candace and Ernie Shell. Let me know what you think, guys. Okay, and Dumpling, thank you for being on the ball, okay? So this is the call.
What everybody's saying about, listen, Rose blind. What matter? Is she alive still, Candace? Okay, walking out. You need to go to the hospital, Candace. You need to go to the hospital. I don't know. Sorry, I can't do it. Candace.
Do you hear her like puke, about to puke? And you can hear something hitting the ground like rocks. Chinky, what does Crazy Critter say about the information?
Listen. Go get help. Go get help. Go get help. What have you done? It ain't COVID. COVID don't do that. What have you done? What have you done to yourself? What have you done? All I've done was go fishing.
All I've done is go fishing, but she's about to puke and she's digging. It sounds like she's digging a hole or digging something up. And a lot of people believe at this point she was digging up Summer Wells. I mean, I'm just telling you what people believe. It.
Done stay on the ground. We're all done.
What's up, Hunter?
What have you taken? Nothing. Nothing. Okay. Not a fucking thing. I fucking took shit, man. Okay. Not a fucking thing. I fucking took shit, man.
She sounds tore up and like she was about to throw up. We got all the old school heads in here. We got Tony in here. We got Mab in here. We got Huntress in here. We got Dumpling in here. You guys want to join me on panel, old school style tonight? We go back in time, like getting in a DeLorean and doing like 88 miles an hour. Y'all want to come up for a few minutes and discuss this with me?
It's fucking cold out here. Okay, why ain't you? Why are you on the river somewhere? How did I know you was by the lake? How did I know you was by the lake? Who cares? I can hear it in the background. Who cares? Why? By the way. Well, just listen. Listen. Did you go to court Friday?
There's the StreamYard link.
All right. I have not went to court yet. Court has not come upon me. Okay, I thought you were supposed to win. I didn't.
Okay. So you hear her, what appears to be something hard hitting the ground. So you hear her. Oh, it pulled me up next. That was crazy. But you hear her like, you know, and like, I don't know, but the information coming out today that they're on to something, and this came from a tip. So somebody has led them to this location. All right. Turn your camera off, Mab. All right, I see you. What's up, Mab? The champion of Turtle Island. We got Tony with us. What's up, Tony?
Hey, what's cracking? Hey, congrats, man.
Yeah. So what do you think about this, Mab? The new information. We lost Mab. What do you think about it, Tony?
I don't even know what she was talking about. It's now logged in.
Oh, they raided a location in the search for Summer Wells today, and it's been all over the news there in Tennessee. That they're searching a property, and a tip led them to it, and it's dealing with Summer Wells. And the police are saying this is not a cold case, that it's still very active.
Oh, wow. So when this come about?
Like yesterday and today.
Oh, wow.
I just got the information today.
I ain't heard nothing about that.
Yeah. So some people are saying, okay, we got Mab back. Hold on, give him a minute. He's loading in.
All right,
Mab.
It's Stacy.
All right.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay. So what do you think about this whole information coming out on the Summer Wells stuff?
So what they got information on
a tip, a lead, yeah, that led them to a home and adjacent property, and they showed up with a heavy police presence out there searching this area for
body of water in there around.
That's what they're saying. That's what the rumors are. I mean, I absolutely don't 100% know, but they're saying that this area is a family member of Fred Hill, which is the neighbor of Don and Candace, which is about 9 miles from the home.
That makes sense. And I think she would still be together because there's no current in a pond. And I think her skeleton would be still.
Hey, you got a point there. There's no current.
Now, I would think you got fish though eating on you, so they would
Yeah.
eat
Yeah, but there's no
cartilage, and
current.
I think you would
Well,
still.
no. Fish don't have teeth, but piranhas.
Yeah, but they still pluck at you.
Well, they're not going to
Well,
eat the
maybe.
bones, but they'd all be in one spot.
You think all the bones would be in one spot?
Yeah, if it's in a pond, yeah, I think so too. Unless there's gators or something.
Yeah, there ain't no gators in that part of Tennessee. Not that I know of.
No,
So,
I know. I live right on the borderline, so I know there's not.
all right, somebody asked me, could I play the news clip again? And I can do that for them.
The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation tells us TBI and FBI has searched an area this past week in the continued search for Summer Wells. It's our breaking news tonight.
It's been more than 4 years since Summer Wells was last seen. The then 5-year-old was reported missing from her home in the Beach Creek community in Hawkins County.
There's been no sign of the little girl since, and law enforcement from several agencies have worked countless tips over the years. News Channel 11's Ansley Daniels spoke with TBI, who says the case is far from cold. Ansley?
Yeah, Sarah and Casey, there have been more questions than answers since Summer Wells disappeared from her home in Hawkins County on June 15th of 2021. But today, the TBI confirmed that their agents, along with the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office and the FBI, continue to investigate what happened to Summer. They say that last week, on November 13th, their agents, along with detectives, were at a location in the 3500 block of Van Hill Road in Greenville, following up on a lead in the case. That's about 9.5 miles from the Wells family home on Ben Hill Road via State Route 347. Now, we followed up with the TBI asking if they could provide details about the nature of the tip, if anything substantiated from it, and how long it had been since their agents followed up on a lead like this in the field. The spokesperson couldn't tell us those details, but said that agents follow up on leads as they come in, and the investigation remains active and ongoing. Now, this is the first update outside of law enforcement sharing age-progressed photos and ensuring the case is not cold and that they haven't forgotten about Summer. We also reached out to the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office, Ronnie Lawson, and have yet to hear back from him or his office. It's important to note, though, that there is still an active Amber Alert for Summer, and no one has been arrested or charged in connection to her disappearance.
So they said Van Hill Road.
The views and opinions expressed.
Van Hill, I'm trying to look it up right now on Google Earth. Van Hill Road, Hawkins, Tennessee, right? Is that what part of Tennessee it would be in?
Hawkins County.
Yes. Yeah, Hawkins County, I guess.
I
don't know.
I got it right here.
What do you think about it, Dolly? What do you think about the whole situation?
I mean, I don't know. I'm going to pull this over here so you guys can see it. And we're going to zoom in on where they at. Van Hill Road. So let me take this number down so we can see more of the screen real quick. So I can get a little view of the areas. There are lakes or ponds or
yeah,
what is exactly right there in that area. I'm not for sure because it's off of Beach Creek though, so it's right there in the general area of where Summer Wells would be, but just outside of that 5-mile radius that they all searched. So, and I would think that she was outside of that 5-mile radius anyway because the searchers didn't find anything. So let me kick it over here so we can see everything here. And let's just zoom in down here on. I don't know exactly the address on Van Hill Road, but we can go right out here to Beach Creek.
3500 block.
Is that what they said?
Yes.
Okay.
So 3501, 3550, something like that. I don't know.
All right. Let me put in 3500. Okay, why did it take me?
It took you all the way back out. There's still a red dot over there.
Okay, let's zoom in on this red dot.
Yeah. I don't think it
I don't think that's it. That looks like a
No.
major.
Some kind of concrete deal.
Yeah, that's some kind of like I don't know what that is. Some kind of, I don't know, runoff or something.
That took me way out the way. Let me
3550 or something. I don't know. 3,500 block.
Oh, I know why I spelled Hawkins wrong. I just noticed, and I ain't got my glasses on.
That look like a dam or something.
Garter Creek.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay. We're talking.
Wow.
What is this right down here?
300 foot.
A compound.
Gardner Creek. It looks like a
Mining
Daniel Martell's backyard.
Yeah, it looks
No,
like
it's a
Daniel
mining
Martell's
camp.
backyard. All
No,
right,
it's
let's-
like a mining camp.
I don't know if that's right because I don't even see Beach Creek.
No, that's a mining camp.
Yeah, I'd go back to the original one you had.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Why am I? It's spelled wrong again.
See,
Hawkins
you
with
don't
an
have
eye.
time, man. Can you
Roger
spell?
Spell. Here we go. My
Hey,
bad.
can you
My
spell
bad.
Dolly? Can you spell Dolly?
Yeah, I can spell Dolly.
Are you sure?
All right, here we go. Because there's Beach Creek. This is the
All right.
area right here. We're on it now. We're on the crab, like they say in the Deadliest Catch.
All right.
Okay. This is the 3,500 block.
I see a creek, but I don't see any ponds.
I mean, it's the Beach Creek area. That's why we're seeing Beach Creek. All of that is, there's the Van Hill Church, and they're searching in the 3,500 block, would have been somewhere in here. Let me.
I don't see no bodies of water.
Yeah, it looks like they need to search the trees. I guess. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, that's the house. That would be the 3,500 block. But this block goes a ways, so it could be anywhere in this general
All right.
area. And there's a heavily wooded area right there. Wait a minute,
Yeah.
there's a pond. There's a pond.
Yeah, two of them.
There's a pond,
Yeah.
right?
Big ones too.
Yeah,
Well,
and
that
they
one ain't too big. Yeah, but the other one is.
that one, and that's right off of Beach Creek. Okay. And you know truly that Don and Candace, they know this area
Like the back of their hand.
Yeah, like the back of their hand. Like they ride down these roads every day, so they know them.
Yeah.
Let's see if there's anything over here. I mean, this would still be the 3,500 block on the backside of these woods, because they said they were searching a property adjacent to a house. So there's only a few houses over here. There's this house, and that's right on the corner. Well, there's two houses. I think that's a house and a trailer. Well, that's a trailer and an outbuilding. I'm not quite sure.
Barn and a house.
Yeah, maybe a barn and a house. This is definitely a house over here. This is 2070.
Chicken coop.
This is 2070. I mean, I don't see no big pond. That's a big yard, but I don't see no pond there.
Go back
I'm
over
thinking.
to the ponds on the other side.
Let's go. Yeah, let me go this way a little bit. See, because I almost didn't see that pond when I was scouring over it. Because it's shaped like a. You see, yeah, it's a little one right here.
There's one right next to it.
Yeah, right here.
Two of them.
Yeah, right there.
That one looks like
one's deep and one's not so deep.
First, that one with the woods around it would be my
ideal spot because you got places to cover, hide.
Exactly. Yep.
Or is it? this would kind of be near the 35 section too. This is 2131. This residence here. So, but if you actually get technical, 35 is right here. And I wonder if this is Van Hill Road. This technically is Van Hill. And let's see if we go down it. You got Beach Creek, but there ain't no water that I see. And there's really not no houses. Well, there's that house, but that ain't off of Van Hill. That's on the next road over. So it would have to be in this general area right here. And I would be thinking that they're probably searching this area in these woods. And that pond is right behind them woods. Now I'd have to get to my local 3537. Hold on. Sage is saying 3537 Van Hill Road, Greensville, Tennessee. Why would it be in Greensville though?
Right.
That wouldn't make sense. 9 miles away wouldn't be Greensville. It'd still be in Rogers, Tennessee. Because I'm at 3500 Van Hill Road, Rogersville, Tennessee. Because you know Hawkins County is Rogersville. 9 miles away. Greensville would be way more than 9 miles away, right? I mean, I can put it in real quick.
I was thinking 11.
Are you sure about that, Sage? Fred's uncle. Stop. All right. I'm just trying to catch up with the chat. That's where they're at, is Greenville. Okay, well, let me put that address in. Give me a second. I mean, I would think they would be at Van Hill. How many Van Hill roads are there near their house? This is right off Beach Creek, Dolly, wrong city. I don't know. I would think that's right, but 3537.
Well,
okay.
You know where you've been, so you know the address.
3500 block of Van Hill
3537.
Greenville. It's in Greenville.
That's Greenville, Virginia, ain't it? Or North Carolina.
Greenville.
I don't know what that's about.
Okay. I mean, it's still not far from there. Pretty close to the same area.
Okay.
Not super far away.
What's down there?
Let's look.
Got a couple hollers in there.
Is that a pond?
Is that a pond right there? Yep.
Got a pond right there.
Oh, that's a big one too.
Yeah, and look, you got that looks like gravel.
Yeah, you can't get no footprints up then.
Okay. And then over here we got what looks like a big outbuilding.
Yeah, a bunch of cars and shit.
What is that though? Smoke shack? What?
Tweaker house.
Tweaker house, is that what you said?
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm not more than 5 vehicles. It's a tweaker.
I mean, believe it or not, this Van Hill Road is pretty close, I think, to the other one.
They probably connect.
I'm just trying to get an overview of everything.
I thought it's called Ben Hill Road.
Ben Hill is where Don and Candace live. Okay, there's Johnson City, there's Kingsport. They may be right. It may be this one in Green because it borders another county too. So they may be right. It may be 3537 Van Hill Road. But there's definitely 2 Van Hill roads. One's in Rogers and one's in Greensville.
You zoom in on that, you got that big building. Perfect for your child trafficking.
Perfect for your child. This is where all the bad stuff happens. This is where the hills have eyes, right?
Yeah.
But there's definitely a pond there, and
Scoot up
it's pretty secluded too. Look at all the woods around it.
behind that barn, that deep holler in there.
Oh, you talking about back here?
Yeah. Back in
There's like a
there.
lot of cars, and I don't know what that is. A little swamp.
Maybe some kind of water back in there.
I don't think deep though. Whatever that is ain't very deep. If that's water.
That's where they go duck hunting.
And it's all woods back there. I mean, you hit somebody back there, you would never find them.
No,
That's trees for miles, and this is a pretty secluded area.
Yeah.
So, what would lead them here? I mean, what tip? Somebody, yeah. But it had to be something that was worth checking out because they get millions of tips.
A relative of Fred.
They're saying it's Fred Hill and Andy B's uncle, Paul Hill.
Fred's dead, right?
Fred Hill ain't dead.
No.
Fred Hill is married to Ziggy, the YouTuber, Ziggy.
Okay.
Miss Cece said she needs a call. Look, I'll open the phone lines up too. Give me a second.
Yeah.
That way, because y'all may know something we may not know. So if you got any information on this case, call in. Phone lines are open. The call-in numbers on the screen. Now, remember, Mab and them will be able to hear you, but you won't be able to hear them.
All right, that works.
Yeah, you'll be able to hear the call, I believe. They just won't be able to hear you.
All right.
Dolly.
Hey, Dolly, this is Miss Cece.
Hey, Miss Cece.
Okay, so it's been egging me to call you, but I've been paying a lot of attention, and this Facebook person that I follow, I don't know if I can say his name.
Okay.
I'll just say hillbilly and leave it at that. But
Okay.
he made a post about this guy who was in some nasty stuff with little girls and stuff, and he exposed them on Facebook. This was like maybe a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Well, this dude had pictures of Summer Wells on his Facebook.
Oh.
And I went back to get dude's name so I could, have facts to prove what I'm talking about. And the hillbilly guy took his post down. And then now this place is getting raided. And I'm putting two and two together. And this kid lived in Tennessee as well. I would say he was about 21, 22 years old. He had red hair, blue eyes. And yeah, I'm wondering if because that boy's been arrested. He got arrested after that post was posted. But I'm wondering if this has anything to do with that property, and it's killing me because he had to take his post down.
Okay.
I don't know.
I don't know. That'd be odd if you're in that area and you're messing with kids, and then it's just like the Wanderers. Remember that Stacy and Sarah had pictures of Michael Monkey Vaughn on the fridge.
Right.
Needs to rot in hell.
It's just odd that happened. And then
people in the chat are saying, I don't want to dox the dude's name, but they're saying this is Austin R guy.
Yes, that's him.
Yeah, and what was he arrested for? Child stuff?
They never said. They just said that he had been detained.
Huh. So do you think this information is when they arrested him, he may have said something and this has led them to this address?
It's just crazy. It happened right after, and this dude, this Austin dude, had Summerwell's picture on his pictures.
That is strange for it be a young, especially be a young guy.
Exactly. And it was girls like 8 and under and shit like that on his Facebook post.
Oh. Okay, so people are saying that he's not been arrested. He's only been questioned.
Oh,
they confiscated his computers, though. Wow.
Yeah.
If let's just say it is something like this. Nobody thought this. Everybody thought Don and Candace were responsible for this. But if it's something else,
I honestly did too, but now this is making me question everything I know, and I want to know if Don and Candace know this person. That's what I want to know.
Yeah, I ran
I
into
wonder if it's all
Ron and
tied
Andy.
together.
Yeah, I mean that would be mind blowing. Dolly, you
And
talked about him before. I'm trying to remember. I did, it's been so many years since I've covered everything in the Summer Wells case. I used to know it like the back of my hand, but these days it's just like I cover so many cases that things start to blend together. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, they really do.
Okay, CC, I got another call coming in. I want to see if they know something. We'll give people
Look
time.
into this, Dolly, because this has got to go together. It's got to.
I will. I'm on it now. Trust me, PJ will have everything pulled up for me tomorrow at lunchtime, and we'll have every single detail you can humanly think by then.
That's what's up. I'm so glad I got the call.
All right, peace.
Peace.
Dolly.
Hey, Dolly.
Hey.
It's Rose from
Rose.
earlier.
Rose, what's up, Rose? We're taking calls on the Summer Wells stuff. So if another call comes in, I got to let you go.
Oh, well, okay. Could I call back later? I mean,
yeah,
we were talking.
Did you want to add something? Do you know something about this that we don't know?
No, I just wonder, it's been kept alive a long time, and that's a good thing, Thanks to you. You've kept it alive a long time.
Hi, Tony. Tony's like, be nice. I'm being nice.
I'm sorry, bro.
Well, why wouldn't someone want to be nice to me?
I'm always nice to you, Rose. Right now we're discussing something and we're asking people to call in if they know anything that we may not know, like rumors and stuff. So I don't want to miss any of those calls. So let you go, Rose. And when we clear this up, you can call in. I promise.
Thank you.
All right, Rose.
And my son said,
hey, Jimmy, Bofa was looking for you.
Both of these in your mouth. All right, peace. Dolly. He can't get me. That boy ain't as good as me, Tony.
Oh, well.
He likes dragons. Dragging stuff across his face. Dolly.
Dolly?
Yeah.
I know you can just go there.
I was watching Clutch Them Pearls earlier.
I don't know who that is. We go by Monkey Boy, you mean?
No.
Oh.
I've never called you before.
Oh, okay.
But I was watching Clutch Those Pearls.
Monkeys, Clutch Those Monkeys. Okay, I know who you're talking about.
Okay. You're a trickster. I got to remember that. And the place is where Fred Hill used to live. It's his uncle and cousin. It looks like a junkyard almost. There's cars everywhere.
Uh-huh.
And that's where they had the raid today.
Uh-huh.
And last week, about 6 or 7 days ago, I know you don't believe in psychics, but the psychic, Donna Serafina.
Oh, my God.
She was questioning Fred Hill.
Uh-huh.
And she was asking him who certain people were. She was describing what they look like.
Uh-huh.
And most of them was his relatives, and he told her what their names were.
Uh-huh.
I think all this is connected. She's done 5 shows questioning Fred Hill.
Okay.
And Ziggy.
Uh-huh. Well, I'm sure Ziggy ain't got nothing to do with it, but Fred Hill possibly.
Oh, no. I think she's been buffaloed.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you now, I wouldn't. I think I don't want to say nothing mean. I'm sure you respect these people, so I'm gonna keep it nice, but I wouldn't put my money on a psychic.
Well, this lady's different. I mean, I know
who she is. I know who she is. I've seen her videos, but yeah, I don't believe.
Well, she's working with the FBI. I do know that.
She is not working with the FBI.
Well, okay.
She is 100% not working with the FBI. But I appreciate you calling.
Oh, no problem. I was just trying to tell you what I saw earlier.
Okay. I appreciate it.
That's Hill's Tree Service where they raided today. That's the name of it. If you look on the trucks.
Uh-huh.
It says Hills Tree Service.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, bye. Now let me clear this up,
Here
Tony,
we
before I take
go
another call.
again.
Listen, guys, Donna Serafina is not working with the FBI. That lady's no more psychic than I am. I guarantee if you take my predictions and you put them beside her predictions, I would be batting the same average she is. When these people do this terrible shit and then they say they're psychics and they have these listen, is there people that have premonitions out there? Yes. Is there somebody that can home into every missing kid case and see something? Just like she's seen power lines and a pumpkin and a Jack and Lily shit. This woman's been so wrong so many times that it's almost comical. But listen, I understand y'all women out here, y'all love the psychics and you believe it. And I don't want to shit on that. Don't get me wrong. But I'm a real person and I'm going to tell you really in the nicest way I can is don't bank on these psychics, guys. You know who solves crimes? The police, detectives, FBI. Right? I wouldn't go into this psychic shit because it is so terrible to do that to a family, to act like you know what's going on. And here's the thing: if you make a million guesses, right? Like if I sit here and say this and that and this and that and this, if I cover every base, I'm going to be right every time. And basically that's what these psychics do. I see a rock. Well, I'm guarantee you find Summer Wells and she'll be near a rock. I mean, she's under a tree. You know, I see a house. I see a barn. I see a dog with 3 legs and he's missing a collar. I don't know. It's insane to me, right? It's insane to me.
Yeah,
Listen.
yeah, Dolly. Yeah, man, I get what you're saying about all that bullcrap.
Uh-huh.
But you know, why don't somebody just try to actually just go out there and do it? You know, instead of saying, "Oh, well, I'm doing this, I'm doing that."
Here's the thing. What I know, and why I'm saying this, I want to say this too. Has there been psychics that help the police? Yes, there has. You know,
that's not what I'm saying. Why ain't the psychics out there right there where they thought they were at? Saying, "Hey,
I mean, we got people in here right now that think they're remote viewers and shit. You know, it's we got the spirit whisperer girl that calls in. You know, I don't want to be mean to these people, but
no, I'm not saying none of that. But why ain't them certain people going to that certain location and doing it themselves?
Because they know they full of shit and they ain't gonna waste their time.
All right, my point.
I was looking in spots that Donna Serafina said during Quentin Simon, talking about he's down the tracks and in the woods.
Yep. I remember you
and
rode the 4-wheeler.
Yeah, I rode the 4-wheeler because Donna Serafina said he was down the tracks in the woods.
Yep.
The little baby was found in the landfill. Okay, so she was so wrong. You couldn't have been no more wrong. And so I don't know. If you guess 1,000 cases, you're going to be right about some of them. Even me. Look how many I've been right about. Am I psychic? I'm going to start telling people I'm psychic. All right, hold on. I'm channeling right now. I'm channeling Tony. I see a tree, Tony. I see a barn. I see a broke down car. I see a pond. I see a pond, a car. I see a meth head. I see a meth lab. Okay. I mean, come on, it's Tennessee. You know, it's so general.
Dang, you're close, bro. You're close.
See, now
you missed it by the pond. You missed it by the pond. It's a river.
Yeah, it was a river. It wasn't a pond, right? I see a barn. Listen, I'm sure that lady's a sweet lady that just called.
You seen a barn. You seen what all you seen. The only thing you didn't see was a pond because it was a river.
I mean, I'm sure the lady that called in, she's probably the nicest, sweetest lady in the world. And I think people take advantage of people when they're at their worst time, like these psychics that be like, oh, well, I can talk to your dead mother and she's saying this and that. And I think that it's just so hurtful in this world to take
advantage of people when they're at their worst times. Like, we got the people that say they can talk to pet whisperers. Well, I talk dog language and shit. I do believe that certain people have premonitions every now and then, and they're gifts from God. I don't believe that there's a psychic that can just tell you what's happening. If Donna Serafina hasn't won the lottery yet, when she wins the lottery, I'll start believing what she has to say. That's all I'm saying. If you a broke psychic, you ain't a very good psychic.
Okay,
and ask her what stocks I should buy, and we'll see if she's psychic or not.
Okay, you speaking that word right there. I say, okay, you're right. I believe every word you just said because I have actually kittens.
Bye. It's bye. If you don't want to hear the truth, get out. Bye. I won't miss you.
I've never had a litter box ever. They go to the door like a dog.
Okay. All right. That's great. I don't know what that got to do with anything, Tony. All right. Back to the Summer Wells stuff. Summer Wells is missing. And, it is possible that this all may tie into something. And right now we only have limited information on that. And I'm not here to bash psychics. This ain't the psychic hotline hour. We believe in using common sense and sleuthing techniques, not I see a power line and some yoga pants. Okay. I get it. Y'all like that. Y'all can believe what you want to believe, but in this world, I can believe what I want to believe too. If everybody's so psychic, why are there so many missing kids?
Thank you, son. Thank you.
Right, Tony? I mean, if there's all these psychics, why is everybody missing? Why don't they just go get them?
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Right? Why don't she get up and yoga pants and power lines? I'm done. There you go. Right? I'm just saying. If they can see this shit, why don't they go? They tell other people and like, well, we can't see what you see. So why ain't she out there, doing these things? Because it's all BS. It's all BS. And but more power to. I'm not knocking.
Oh, and for
I'm not hating the player. I'm hating the game.
For the BS,
okay?
It's called bullshit.
Yeah. I agree with that. I bullshit talks, money walks. All right. So if she's in this area, I know as of now, they haven't found anything. Right? They haven't found anything. So if they had found something, it'd be 100% all over the news. She believes Fred Hill searched houses with Ellie. Enough said. Okay, guys, listen. We're a true crime channel here. All right. We're true crime. We're not a psychic channel. We don't buy into that. Me, myself, I'm not telling you what you can't buy into, but we stick to reality and logic in all this. Okay. That's what I say. Now let me open the phone lines back up. I just had to touch in on that. People have been suspecting Fred Hill and Jody Sue Brown and stuff a long. Andy B. Dolly.
Hello?
Yeah.
Dolly? Hey. Great to speak to you. My name's Cheryl, and I am definitely not, a believer in psychics. But I did catch a little bit of the Sweetie Pie Low with Donna Serafina on there.
I seen
on their live.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I
was
watch
just wondering,
I just don't believe it.
Well, I just wondered if, in fact, it was alive and they had Ziggy and whoever, I guess her husband, I don't even know that much.
Fred Hill. Yeah, Fred.
They had both of them on there and they were talking about things. And I was just wondering if that could have been something that, if they said something on that live and someone, from law enforcement had heard it and thought, that sounds feasible and decided to look into it. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that it was because of the psychic, but it was on Sweetie Pie Lowe's channel.
If they went there because of a tip. They didn't go there because of a psychic.
Right. Okay. Well, they did say tips, I believe.
That's what they said.
A
tip led them to the location. But yeah, I don't think the police are sitting around watching Donna, Sarah, Revafina, and Fred Hill.
I'm sure you're right. I'm certainly sure you're right. But if somebody was to be on there and just blurt out something that, they've been waiting for, somebody might have told them, because things do get around. They get around on your channel too. And that's how, sometimes things do get solved.
Yeah, well, we send stuff to the police. The police just ain't sitting around watching and waiting for Dolly to come out with something. You know what I'm saying? And they're not.
I'm always waiting for Dolly to come out.
Great. That's awesome. But what I'm saying is we got.
I don't believe it's a psychic thing. I think
we
on the trail.
We got to use basic logic.
Well, like I said, I don't want to go on with the psychic thing, but when that did come up, it made me wonder if somehow or another, it restarted this thing.
Yeah, I'm sure the police are not watching Donna and Reverend Serafina, because she's wrong about so much shit I can't even count it.
Well, it's certainly I'm glad to talk to you. I watch you every day.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm going through my husband's YouTube ID, so I don't come up.
Okay.
His name is Willie Blue Star. So
Willie Blue Star. All right, I'll try to remember that.
Yeah. Anyway, it's great speaking to you, and I'll let somebody else call in. But I just thought that that with everything that's going around about this now, that it was just a coincidence that they all of a sudden, came up with this, and they had the people they were interviewing, and then all of a sudden they're checking out this place.
Yeah.
So, but you take care, and thank you for answering my call.
You too. Absolutely. You be good.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye. So, are the police sitting around watching Donna Serafina? Absolutely not. Do the police use psychics? Absolutely, they do. I watch like psychic mysteries, and I even watch Donna Reverend Serafina. I like to hear her theories on things, because that's what it is. It's theories. It ain't psychic abilities. It's theories. She like everybody else, she throws out theories. Jack and Lily's in a pumpkin patch. Like she sees pumpkins and power lines and a dirt road. And then you got everybody looking for dirt roads with pumpkins. Anybody remember that? I don't want to just sound like an asshole here. Anybody remember Quentin Simon? Anybody remember Jack and Lily, how absolutely wrong she was and all of it? And then they're like, they're going to find somebody by some water. Then they find somebody in the water. Then she'd be like, I told you I was right. I solved the case. No, you didn't. Okay. No, you didn't. You didn't solve shit. I hate to be like that, because I know a lot of people like her. She's a really sweet, nice woman. I watch her. Right. But is she right? Absolutely not. Okay. I just want to be truthful. And I don't want people to buy into stuff that's what they call it, a charlatan, Tony.
I'm not sure what they call it.
But yeah, don't put your money on psychics. Put your money on the Bible. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Right there. That's the best thing you could have said, Jimmy.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah, believe the Bible, don't believe these psychics.
Yeah.
And trust in your instinct and your gut. And but I mean, she does have some good theories on stuff. And like I said, she seems like a really, really nice lady. And maybe in her mind, she believes she's psychic. You're not saying she don't really believe she's psychic, but her
hold on, Jimmy. Hold on. Just for a minute. I have seen things in my head that I thought was true. I don't know if they were or not, but it's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, I have dreams every night. That don't mean they're going to come true. Does that mean I'm psychic because I see things?
When I'm visually awake.
Oh yeah, we
I've
call that
seen it.
schizophrenia, Tony. We'll get you help. you, you, you,
You punk.
you having delusion. You know what we call that to other people? Delusions. You're having delusions,
Delusions.
right? You that ain't psychic. That's your ass needs a psychiatrist. Okay.
Okay. No,
Everybody
I don't need
dreams. Is
nothing.
everybody psychic?
Nothing. Anything says psychic. I don't need
Now,
nothing.
if she said my gut feeling is telling me this, I can understand that. Your instincts, because your instincts will tell you things. Naturally, you'll be like,
Right.
you feel it. You know what I'm saying? I can understand that if you like, man, I just feel real strong that she's in a lake. I could, but then when you go, I'm psychic and I see her in a lake and then she ain't nowhere near, she's in the desert somewhere, then, that's terrible to put that out there. Let me get this link to Mab. But we
You
got
know
so
what's
off
terrible?
topic with the psychic stuff, and I don't want to make this a stream about bashing psychics because my opinion is different than everybody else, and everybody's entitled to their opinion. If everybody in this room wants to believe she's psychic, I'm okay with that. I just want you guys to
Do
know
you
that.
want to know what's psycho?
What psycho?
Yeah. Do you want to
What's
know what's psycho? I believed everybody was telling me I was bullcrap.
what? You lost me, Tony.
I said, do you want to know what's psycho?
Mab
All right.
psycho. All right,
Yeah.
translate this,
Besides
Mab.
Mab.
Mab
Besides
speaks Tony.
What's that?
Okay. But
I think Tony
okay,
speaks
here's
to the
how I
wind.
found. Here's how I found you. I found you through Ryan Upchurch, through
Uh-huh.
Callie Rodney.
Okay.
I was like, this doesn't know what he's talking about. So that's when I hooked to you. And
Uh-huh.
then they pulled that bull crap on oh boy on Upchurch.
Yeah.
And then I said, all right, I'll just quit with that. And then I went with you, and then Mav got his channel. And
Okay. The history of Tony here.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, Tony. We're gonna put you on the back burner for a little bit and let you simmer. All right.
Yeah. He's 3
nah,
sheets to the wind, man.
All right, Tony.
I'm 9 sheets to the wind.
You just sit there and relax. Mab, what do you think
I'm
about these
relaxed.
psychics? What do you think about these psychics, Mab?
I think psychics, if they're going to even get involved, they should do it anonymously and undercover, right? So the family doesn't even know about it unless they're right, unless they find something. Then you can publicize it.
Why don't any of these psychics ever go out and search?
Because they're too busy dreaming shit
Because
up.
it's not really psychic.
That's terrible. That's terrible. Like my kids say, 6'7". What does that mean? Allegedly, Amber. What's with the 6'7" stuff? I don't understand it. Is there
6'7".
something up? Yeah, where the kids are like 6'7". I don't get what that whole thing means. What does it mean, Amber? I'm kind of curious myself because I've heard it a bunch of times, but I don't have no clue to what it even means. I've seen it on TikTok.
Thank you for bringing
Nothing.
that out.
It means nothing. It's nothing. 6'7", LO. What the hell does it even mean? It means nothing.
It means nothing.
It means you're old.
6'7".
Okay, I guess that's what it means because I don't get it. I see kids saying it and shit. It means nothing.
It's supposed to be a diss.
So 6'7" just means it's nothing.
You ain't shit.
Oh, no. I know what it means now. It means Mab's an old man.
I thought it was a Tech 9 song. Is that what it is? Oh, like you don't know what's going on equals 6'7". Okay, I guess. Okay. Thank you for the education. I must be getting old because I had no clue to what the hell that even means. I asked my grandkids what 6'7" means, and they tell me I'm too old to understand.
How many grandkids you got?
You're a sweet leaf.
Oh, okay. So there was a basketball player on TV. He said he was 6'7". He said it really prissy, and then a rapper dissed him about the 6'7".
Dead.
Okay, but I see people on TikTok, the kids doing it.
You
7 is your lucky number. Okay, so we got way off topic with the how long has Summer Wells been missing? Summer Wells has been missing for over 4.5 years. So I got into this 4.5 years ago. So she's been missing almost what, 5 years? It's been a long time, and to just have any break in the case to me is huge news.
You remember the recent call you had with that woman who said that those 2 people in the drug situation got arrested and somebody.
Yes.
That sounded plausible.
They do it in In-N-Out Burger too when number 67 is called. Okay, I have no clue. I guess I'm too old for that. It ain't in my time, I guess, and it's no need for me to worry about it. You know, that makes me feel old. Like when something's good, they say it slaps. You ever heard that one?
That bullshit.
Mab, yeah, it was in that movie we watched tonight. The Woody Harrelson was trying to be all hip and shit. He was like, "Yeah, that shit right there slaps." I was like, shit. "Oh my god!"
Slap the shit out of you.
I mean, slaps to me means, you know, a blow, but to young kids, slaps means it's good or it's on point, you know?
Nah, I don't get that.
I don't have grandchildren? No, I just got Tiff. She's 25. So yeah, I'm not hip to the lingo. You know what I'm saying? Like, remember Pee Wee Herman? He's like, nobody hit me to that, dude. Remember that? That's what I think about when somebody says something. I don't have no clue to what it's about. I'm like, yeah, nobody ever hit me to that. It means state of confusion or chaos. Okay. Means who cares to a young kid?
6'7".
Okay. Oh, did you hear about the rapper 6ix9ine that somebody I know this is way off topic, but they home invaded his house and held his mother at gunpoint?
No.
Yeah, they broke into his Florida home, four people with guns, and held his mama and his dog hostage, right? And walked them through the house trying to steal money and car keys. And then I guess that eventually they fled in the vehicle. They got it all. See.
Did you ever check out Garth Brooks?
No, I didn't get a chance.
You're gonna unmute me.
I didn't mute you.
Yeah, you're ready to though.
I will mute you though. Hi, Tony. Tony needs a nap. Tony needs a nap. Tony, he's one too many. That one, he was good when he first got in. I think he got one too many.
Yeah.
In the chamber there, and then it was
locked and loaded.
David finally has been named as a suspect. Well, that's good because that dude should be in jail. But we don't want to get too far off track because this stream is about Summer Wells tonight. We just 6'7" Tony. The grandpas, we had to 6'7" him. It was total chaos. All right. He was having flashbacks.
That's him calling.
Dolly,
you got Congo Superstar. How are you, buddy?
What up, Congo Superstar?
Hey, man, does your Alexa do this? Ask your Alexa. Alexa, these months.
Ask my Alexa. I don't have Alexa. I don't have Alexa.
Man, it's my Alexa. It's Melvin the Great. You know who Melvin the Great is. It usually does it. I'm sorry. Listen.
I remember you, Tango. You're the one that thought you seen Summer Wells and the donkeys, right?
Yeah, that was me.
Okay, I remember you. I got a good damn
memory. Listen, hey, you got a real good memory. So I'm looking at the 35. I got my glasses on, so I can't read. 3537 Van Hill Road. Those people are connected to Allison Harrison and the Hills.
In the Hills. That's what we're saying there, Ken and Fred Hill.
I just looked it up on Google, so whatever Google's might not be right. But what interests me in this case, what I'm watching you about today, is somebody mentioned that this was a tree service.
Yeah.
Is that true?
That's what they're saying. Now, I don't know. I haven't had my PI on the case,
yet.
Right.
And tomorrow I will know these things, but they're saying it's the Hill Tree Service, which is connected to Fred Hill. Allegedly. We're going to say allegedly.
That's just interesting that would be a tree service, and I don't believe in none of the psychic stuff. That's pretty far out there. But I think if my people don't have anything to do with it, that's great. But I think if they follow that wood, the people that came in on Ben Hill Road that day that didn't belong there were the woodcutters. I mean, they belonged there for their job or they're getting wood, but they didn't live there. You know what I'm saying? They came in and out of the property. I think you follow the wood. But anyhow, son, thank you for talking to me.
Okay. All right. I appreciate it, Tango.
Hey, man, thank you for talking. We'll see you.
All right. Peace. You remember Tango's map?
Nah.
Remember there was a guy that said there were some people staying at this house and there was a little girl and they took off and then they came back and the donkeys were missing?
Nope.
Yeah, I kind of picked on him and joked about it.
Never heard.
Y'all remember that? I remember it good. Dolly.
Hey, Dolly. Hey, Mab. It's the Crackling Turtle.
Hey, Crackling Turtle.
Hey, Crackling.
Wanted to kind of weigh in on the situation about Summer. Although a psychic did tell me that Tony is pretty pissed that he got dropped. But
Tony. He got a little tiny bit of a buzz going on, I think. So
we still love you, Tony.
We still love you, Tony. Don't worry about the psychics. We won't let the psychics get you.
Nah, we don't believe it.
Tony's still here with us right here.
Oh, okay, cool.
Ain't that right, Tony?
Well,
oh, wait, he muted. I just unmuted him. Hold on. Maybe he did drop down.
Oh, there he is.
Is he in the back?
Okay. He was, but I don't think he's there. I think his avatar is still there, but he's not. Hold on. Oh, he's there.
I'm here.
Okay, Tony. All right.
Here you go. Look.
We do have a tree service.
Camera off.
I think it's the nephew's tree service or something.
Yeah,
but that's not the tree service that was on Ben Hill that day.
What tree service was on Ben Hill? Did we know?
We don't know. I don't know the name. I haven't heard the name, but from what I've heard, it's an out of town, way out of town service.
Yeah,
and it wasn't somebody to the Hills. But what I'm thinking personally is it could possibly be. It's hunting season, and hunters find a lot of things at hunting season. Maybe somebody found something that was of value, of evidentiary value somewhere, maybe they found a piece of clothing or something that, kind of jump started the case or something. And I don't know. I don't know that it maybe was a tip per se, but.
Well, I'm just going by what the news said. And a local told me that they seen that there was a really heavy police presence. So it wasn't like just a cop showed up. It was like a whole bunch of police showed up.
Yeah, from what I've heard, it was like a bunch. Like, and it has to be some kind of credibility to this tip, honestly, for me, because TBI and FBI, they say we're out there.
Yeah.
They're not going to just show up for just Joe Blow. Oh, yeah. I think somebody did something. Whatever.
Yeah, they took it as I think they took it as a credible tip too, whatever it was. We don't know what that was, but whatever it is, it had to be something different than all the other tips to make them act the way they did. So they took it seriously. And I mean, they really got to, all tips seriously, but we haven't seen them act on anything in summer in at least 2 years. And now boom, just out of nowhere, they're showing up heavy police presence, FBI, TBI, the Hawkins County Police all working together. They have something that they believe is really credible.
And I've even heard that there was other counties asked to join in this search. Around there.
Yeah.
So, it had to be something pretty serious that they would take it that far. And I can't, by the look of the television where I'm looking at, it's not that pond where you have it like right by those houses. I can't tell you exactly where it is, but it's kind of around a dirt road bend, and it's real hard to see. But from what I have heard and seen on other channel, I'm not gonna mention her name, but she loves you, and you love her because she was on Turtle Island. But it's a bigger pond than this, but it's really heavily wooded around it, and
the one I was looking
it's got but it's not near homes. And I think it might be across the street, the main street.
Yeah, that's the
I
one
think
we
it's
looked at.
across from the main street, from the Hills property where they were searching. But I can't, like I said, I can't navigate it from here. I could if I had it pulled up on my computer or something, I could probably tell you. But
like the one we were looking at before.
it's really close to that property. I mean, it's really. Like,
I'm going to try to get a street view in just a minute for us. So I'm going to pull up a street view of what's going on out there, so we can get a better look at the area itself.
Right.
So
and they say that's her favorite fishing hole.
That's crazy that she has access to it, and and if it's connected to Fred Hill, maybe Fred Hill's the one that told her about the hole, and I don't know, because there is when you live in the country, you always have your favorite fishing spot.
Right. This is her favorite fishing hole, from what everybody's saying. I'm not saying she did anything. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm just saying they say that's Candace's favorite fishing spot, as well as to get from Ben Hill to this place, you wouldn't have to touch a speck of asphalt like you would. It's back roads. You could back road it the whole way.
Yeah, and you would think if he was trying to, let's just say, get rid of a body or anything like that, you're not going to go down the main roads with it. You're going to stick to the back roads. Yeah.
And they would know it if that's your favorite fishing hole and you know the back way.
Yeah,
you would know, and you could disappear. So I mean, I don't know. We'll see, I guess, what happens. But I just wanted to kind of touch base, and the girl that called about the Austin art person, that person is disgusting. They did have underage people on their things, so it could be that they did some research on their computer or something too. Who knows? And that person would have been Hunter's age probably, or around there, back a few years ago. So who knows? I mean,
okay,
there's no telling.
I'm reading somebody's obituary right now. All right, give me a second. All right, peace.
All right, peace, everybody. All right, have a good night.
Okay.
Bye.
This guy goes by Willie Reed, 43, Rogersville, Tennessee. He passed away in 2022. What does this have to do? This is, I guess, the family that is connected to him. All right, let me finish reading this. Son, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so this is a family member to the guy that people are concerned about. People are sending me different things. Hold on. Let me see this. So I guess the people are concerned about this guy that may have been, they seized his computers and stuff, this Austin fella. But let me get to it.
Drummond or something.
Yeah, he looks a little creepy, but you never know. When you hear bad things about people always look creepy. This is the guy that was posted about the guy that has the pics of Summer. Okay, that link don't work, Kelly. So I don't know how to get that to work. So it wasn't working. So, but I will dig more into him tomorrow when we come live around lunchtime. I'll have PJ look up all the information on him, what is going on with him, more about the situation of who is kin to who and what led, we'll try to figure out what led them out to this area. Let's see. It got dock on beach near it, says Pat. All right. For a judge to sign a search warrant, there has to be credible evidence
to prevent them from being sued. I agree. Whatever evidence came in, it must have been something good because they don't do all that for nothing. Let me pull up Google Maps. That was Google Earth. We were just looking at
to do what they did.
All right, let me copy this address because I'm going to try to go in on a street view of it. Copy. Okay, let's jump on Google Maps. That way we can get a street view of what's going on. Paste. Okay, it took the same location. All right, that's what we were looking for. All right. Do I want to close this? Okay. Let me share this screen with you guys. And this will take us in on a road view of it should. Right?
You hit the right button.
Layers. Is it layers?
No.
Okay, it wasn't that.
Street view.
I thought when you just got close, it took you to the street view. Guess not. All right. I mean, this is a little bit better view of the area, but it ain't giving me a damn street view like I was hoping. Hold on, let me see. I might not be able to see it because I got my microphone in the way and I got two monitors. All right, let me try it this way. Hold on, let me try it this way. You got to do it like this. Here we go. Now we got a street view of this area that they were searching. And it's heavily wooded. It goes off a dirt road. This is the Van Hill Road. Let's go down the driveway here. Let's see what's back here. If it'll let us. It might not let us. It's not. No, it ain't going to take us right over it.
I see power lines.
I see power. I told you I'm a psychic.
Yep.
Right, I see trees.
Power line, a dirt road.
I see dirt. I see rocks. I see a beaver. Okay. Remember the psychics and the Sebastian Rogers stuff with the beaver and the dam? He's near some water and there's a beaver and there's a dam.
Waterfall.
Like, yeah, the waterfall and shit. I was like, this stuff is too good. Right. So now we're looking for creeks with beavers. And all right. So this is the house, the woodshed. They got a horse trailer. I mean, this is the area. I don't know if this is absolutely the house, but you really can't see. Let's go back this way a little bit. Let's see what else is back here because it's hard to see any ponds or.
It had to have had credible evidence and a warrant to do what they did.
Look, there's gravel right there, Mab. I was right. See the gravel?
Yep.
Right there by the road. Okay, we got. It's like a logging trail.
There's a wood pile right there.
Yeah.
So it's like,
like a little logging trail where they're cutting wood down for, maybe they're selling it or whatever.
That tarp over there.
Yeah. Let's go down here a little bit more. And this is all back roads. Look, there ain't nobody around here. We got a house over here.
Get his damn skid steer out there.
Yeah. Yeah, let's turn around. There ain't nothing that way. I mean,
all right, Mav, you gotta go chuck all that wood.
How many chucks could a Mab chuck if a Mab could chuck wood?
I don't know.
I got a shit ton of wood to chuck.
All right, there's a truck. That could be a suspect. All right, let's go down here and see what's in the area. There's nothing around here. This is like some we got a couple houses here. Gravel, couple trailers, house.
Power lines.
I see a beaver. We got some mobile homes. You can't do that here in Virginia. You can't just have a mobile home here anywhere. If you have a trailer, it has to be in a trailer park.
You can't have a modular house.
I mean, you can have a modular house, but most city, not in the city limits, they won't allow it. Like you can't have a modular home where I live at.
No tires.
Yeah, you can't have tires on your house. Like you can brick it in certain locations in the country areas here.
Yeah.
But you could never have nothing like this where I live at. Like where there's just a damn trailer sitting on the side of the road. You couldn't, they would be like, the city would be all over your ass.
Yeah,
that would never fly in Virginia. Never.
Big red tag on it.
It'd be gone. They would tear it down and bill you for it.
Wow,
So
give a shit.
We got like zoning and all that stuff. You can't have your house that close to the road. There's all kinds of weird laws that they got here in Virginia. But we have a power place down here. It looks like that's a city truck. Like, I mean, I don't know. Let's see, tree trimming.
There's the tree trimming trucks.
There's the tree trimming. So there is some tree trimming going on right there.
I see power lines. I see the tree trimming truck, the beaver.
Now we don't know what, I mean, there's one tree trimming truck. It ain't like a whole fleet of tree trimming trucks.
I see a piece of wood looks like a beaver been chewing on it.
I'm telling you, I see beaver teeth markings.
Right there in that right.
Look, there's the gravel. I see wood piles.
See behind that white truck, that wood there with the beaver teeth marks in it.
I see dead people. I mean, I don't know. Right there. What is that? What is that map? Is that a beaver?
Looks like.
That looks like a wood chipper, ain't it? Ain't that a wood chipper?
That's a wood chipper.
I
just restored a big one.
I mean, that's close to a beaver, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it chucks wood. What does a beaver do? Right?
Beavers chew wood.
I mean, that counts as psychic, right? I said there was a wood chucker, a beaver. That's just a gas-powered beaver.
Wood chips.
Wood chips, right? What is this up here? We got a mountain house. That's a pretty house right there. If you didn't have all that junk at the base of your house, you got that pretty house and you got all this grimy ass.
I think that's a different property.
It is. That's what I'm saying. You live on this pretty mountain in a nice, pretty house, and then your neighbors are like got a meth lab at the bottom of the hill. You know what I'm saying? Like could you clean your yard?
Billy Joe and his Uncle Bob out here.
Now, whoever lives there, his name is Cooter. Okay, I can just tell. That looks like
his name's Tony. That's where
that's the Cletus or a Cooter that lives in that shit right there.
On there.
There's no doubt in my mind. Tony. You knock on that door. You go to this trailer right here, and you knock on the door, and I guarantee you somebody named Cooter comes to it.
No, it's not gonna be Tony.
Teeth to be in their hand.
Billy Bob.
Hold on a second. Let me put my.
You go to that knock on that Billy Bob Thornton, come in the door with Angelina Jolie.
I want some mustard and basics.
Something.
With a little mustard.
No, I want some mustard.
Okay, we have a lot of little roads that go off into the. That's the bad thing about the mountains. You go missing in this area that's so remote and rural. I mean, there's so many places to hide you that even if you had 1,000 people out there searching, what are you really going to find?
All they'd have to do is bury you and sprinkle the leaves out, you know.
Yeah, I mean, in a shallow, you wouldn't even find somebody in a shallow grave around here.
Not unless the animals.
So it's right around here that they're searching where this truck is at. It would be this property up in here, probably back in there somewhere, because that's what we're looking at in the aerial view. And let's jump into an aerial. Let's see. I don't know why it's taking me there. Hold on, let's go back here. It wants me to be in that area for some reason. Look, the truck just disappeared. Remember there was a truck here?
White truck.
No, there was a truck. Okay, we got Rose in the backstage. I told her she could come back in a minute. So turn your camera off, Rose. Turn your camera off 1 minute. I'll bring you up. She can't figure it out. She's just staring at the screen like.
There's a little icon of a camera.
It's a little icon of a camera. Click it. She froze now. I don't know what she did.
She probably can't hear you, bro.
She can hear you.
No, she probably can't hear you. I mean,
okay,
well, tell her what to do because it's like 30 seconds sometimes.
Okay, hold on. Rose. I think she jumped out. Rose, can you hear us? It never brought her in. Yeah, it did. It just don't show her.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. Just coming.
You need to jump out and jump back in. It's not showing her camera.
All right, jump out and jump back in, Rose. Yeah, it's showing a block that she's there, but it ain't showing her.
Right.
There's a pond just up the road from Hill Tree Service. Yeah, but why ain't we seeing? There's the truck. Why ain't we seeing that? And like, I don't see the.
You got the right date.
What? That ain't the date. It's the area. This is the area. This is Van Hill Road, and this is where this is the area right here. This house right up in here. This is the 3500 block of where they've been out here searching. It's just I can't get a good aerial. I don't know what I got to click on to get the aerial view now. Remember Don said Summer's fish food too? See, I don't remember that. But a couple people tonight have said that.
I've never heard him say that.
I mean, I never personally heard him say that, but I'm not saying he didn't
but
say
I
it.
did hear him say that he'll see her in heaven.
Yeah, I heard him say that. I mean, he made it clear to me that Summer Wells wasn't with us anymore and that she was in heaven.
Yeah.
How would he know that?
I mean, I don't know, but I'm thinking the pond is somewhere behind here in these woods.
There ain't no way. It's too high on the mountain.
What? I mean, it could be a flat area. What are you doing, man? What the hell is all that noise?
No. Piece of plastic.
Oh, okay.
He's taping his sticks together so he can chew on them again.
He's taping his sticks together so he can chew on them. You something else, Tony. Okay, that was too good. I heard it. I watched.
I ain't talking about you, boy.
I watched a lot of lives, mostly on Molly Go Lightly. I would have to ask Molly. I know Molly's going to Steel City Con or something. She's going to one of those conventions that have all the celebrities at it. Dee Snider's going to be there. I looked to see who was there. She's going to Philly to some one of those Comic-Con type things. And I would have to ask Molly. I could ask Molly tomorrow. I just hit her up, and me and Molly, we're on good terms. So Molly will tell me anything I need to know. If it wasn't
Comic-Con?
Comic-Con. It's like a Comic-Con, but it's like Steel City Convention or something like that. And there's a bunch of people going to be there. Andy F. Okay, who is Andy F? Hold on.
No.
What's up, Andy?
Hey, Dolly, it's Tracy.
What's up, Tracy?
The chat is telling you that they can't see because of the avatars and the phone numbers in the way.
Oh, okay.
Also, I wanted to ask you, the Candace and Ernie call earlier? Did you
remember
hear
you, Tracy? It took me a minute to realize who you was.
Of course, I was in your Dolly, the Turtle Island the other night.
I haven't talked to you in like years. It's good to see you. You doing okay?
Yeah, I moved to Georgia.
Awesome. Okay. It took when you said, I remember you called in. You said it's Tracy and Andy. You remember us, and I was thinking I have no fucking clue to who you are. And then when you came in just now, I recognized your voice, and it hit me to who you was.
Yep.
But when you called in Turtle Island, I had no clue to who you was. So I was like, yeah. I was thinking,
I know. I was like, he doesn't remember us.
I remember you now.
Who did you
old school. It's been a lot of
yes.
old school people in here tonight because I guess it's the whole Summer Wells story. So it's like we're taking it back.
Yeah, I've been watching a while.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'm glad to hear you're doing good.
Thank you. You too. But that call, did you hear her say in the beginning, I don't want to look at her or something like that? I can't look at her.
I thought she said I can't take it.
Maybe later on you can replay it for us.
Yeah, I can do that.
All right. Thank you. I just want to let you know what the chat was saying because you guys aren't watching it.
All right, Tracy, you be good.
All right, you too.
All right, peace.
Bye.
Do you remember Tracy Mab?
No.
I think she said
Tracy was before any of y'all.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes. Tracy's been around since I started this channel way back in the day. When she called
Jimmy Jams.
Yeah, she been here like she was one of my first earliest mods. And
I've only been here 4 years.
Oh, you can mod me up now. It's after Turtle Island.
Then we went into like some mod wars. You know how you get the everybody defects. Right? It's part of YouTube though. It's all part of YouTube. So I mean, it was way back in the day. And when she said it, it didn't click. I don't know why it didn't click in my head when she said who they were, but as soon as I heard her voice this time, I knew exactly who it was. And but yeah, she's been around longer than you, Matt.
I've been around almost 4 years.
All right, we got Rose with us. We're gonna bring her in. Hold on. Hey, Rose.
Hey, honey.
Do you want to turn your camera off? There's a little camera button that'll turn your camera off.
I think it's a good idea. I don't want to scare everybody.
All you gotta do is hit. There's a little icon that has a camera on it. It's a little square box with a little thing that looks like a lens. You got to click that and it'll turn your camera off. Did she freeze again? I think she froze again. I don't think she knows what she's doing. Rose usually calls in. Rose, you can call in for a minute if you want. Okay, we'll let you call in, and because you understand how to call in, so we'll let you call in and chop it up for a few minutes. I know I give you a hard time, but I just wanted to get everybody to get their stuff out. So if there was anything we wasn't aware of, we wanted to make sure that we had it. So, well, damn, what happened to me? Okay, here I am. It kicked me off the screen. Like, damn, where am I at? Oh, I'm leaning that way. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. I just vanished myself. But I'll open the phone line back up for you for whoever wants to call in. Phone line's open. And if this is connected to Fred Hill, that would be strange. Don't 6-7 Rose. I don't 6-7 Rose. Trying not to. I tried to let her in. I
saw her there for a second.
Yeah, I let her up, and then when she tried to cut her camera off, I guess it 6-7'd her. I don't it's 86 right? 86. You know what 86 is, right?
Yeah. Oh, GG853 just put in a $2 super.
Uh-oh.
Thank you.
Rose.
Dolly.
Hey, Dolly.
Yes.
This is Kieran from Ohio. Let me give you a little scoop on what I heard today about this case.
Okay.
About the summer case. Okay, it was Davies Tree Service who was in the Ben Hill area.
Davies Tree Service?
Yes.
I think I remember hearing that.
Okay. And Don Wells was arrested for his DUI on that property.
On the property we're looking at now?
Yes.
Okay.
And the pond behind that house, they have a pig thing where all their pigs drink out of the pond.
Okay.
And also, they had a 1990
red truck,
red Tacoma truck that they put up for sale.
Like that one that they allegedly seen going down Ben Hill Road that day, witnesses seen.
Yes.
Oh.
And they had it up for sale for $5,000 and something. And supposedly that lady at the church, is her name Robin?
Yeah, Miss Robin.
supposedly her husband bought her a red truck.
Bought Miss Robin a red truck?
A used one, because she needed a vehicle.
Okay.
This is all came out today.
Okay.
And the red truck, I mean, if you go into like the Google and check the different years, like 2017, 2019, you'll see several red trucks on that property. And that tree service you just went by, that's Hills Tree Service.
Okay, because it was blurred on the door. You couldn't actually.
Exactly. That's Hills Tree Service, and I believe the guy in the home's name is Frank Hill. He's like 70-something years old.
Phil, I think of something. Frank lived on Ben Hill Road. Frank Hill was the neighbor of Don and Candace Wells.
I thought that was
Fred.
Fred.
Yeah.
Fred. Yeah, Fred.
The guy named Frank Hill is the one I think that lives in that house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so
that's what I heard today.
Yeah, so it's rumored that their family, and that's awful coincidental that they're searching a residence that is family to Fred Hill. But at some point, Don was friends with Fred Hill too.
Well, he was friends with them, that house too, because that's where he got his DUI at.
That's crazy that they would even have a police out there to pull you over for DUI.
Exactly, but that's where he got it at. It was pulled up, and that was the address it gave.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so I just thought I'd give you all that little scoop. I've been trying to get a hold of you to tell you, but I heard all this evening on another thing, and they was showing the receipts and everything. So
I hate when people say that.
Gives you, I know, but
receipts. Because a receipt to me is something you get at like Walmart or Kmart.
I know, but they call it receipts. So
I know, like the proof.
But I thought you'd like to hear all that. But it was Davies Tree Service, and the tree service that you showed was Hills Tree Service.
So it's not the same tree service that was out there on the hill.
No, the one out there on Ben Hill Road was Davies at the time.
But do you believe in coincidences? Because this is a lot of coincidences that all these people seem to be connected to where they're searching.
Well, you know what? Why was Don there and so drunk that the police had to be called, unless maybe he was just upset over the kid being there and they know where the kid is?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that allege that he was loaning that kid out. I don't want to say nothing bad. I just say loaning the kid out. You know what I'm saying? To people.
No, something's not right. But they said it was not a family member that gave the tip. But guess what I'm thinking?
What are you thinking?
This is my theory. Nobody else's. I'm thinking one of the kids are older. Told the adoptive parent, and they told.
And they tipped it off.
Yep, because they said it was not a family member.
Because
you would.
And they treated it seriously too.
Exactly, and it had to be a good tip for them to do all they did. They brought the FBI in, TBI in, all the police departments in the area. They said there was like 50 cars there.
Yeah, and they ain't doing that for practice.
No, and that's why I believe they said it was not a family member. I think it was one of the boys, and I believe probably the adoptive parent turned it in.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Josie. He's getting up there in age, and at some point these kids are going to come out and talk. I think he'd probably be the first one because of his age to come out and start saying what actually happened that day.
Well, you know what came up today? They talked about Candace's sister disappearing.
Rose Bly.
Yeah, and you know what? This is a coincidence too, like that in a family, and that makes me believe whatever happened to that little girl, the mother did it, because I believe probably Candace did something to her sister too.
You think Grandis is responsible, tied into both of these disappearances? She was that's the one thing that they did have in common. Grandis was at both locations during the disappearance.
Exactly. But guess what? When Grandis gets to the point where she's probably gonna kick the bucket, before she kicks it, she might tell.
I mean, Grandis got the hell out of Dodge like instantly.
Exactly.
Like she knew what was coming, and they said that Grandis didn't want to deal with it, so she left.
I want to know more. You know what? Now tonight on your show is the first time I heard about this other kid, that Austin Reed, his name is.
Yeah.
I want to know more about what that situation and how somebody
a while back, like years ago, but I don't remember what it was about. I'm having a hard time putting it back together. I'd had to go back and watch my own videos.
is it is it that, or are we thinking of that Austin Drummond, and that's ringing a bell in our heads? Because that's the first thing I thought of when I heard the name
Yeah,
Austin.
yeah, it's definitely
know.
it's definitely yeah, that would make you think that, because we recently talked about it, so that name is kind of fresh. But I do remember talking about some young people and some kids that were like some people that were into, you know, children in that area, because we went through a whole thing where we were going over all the sex offenders that were in that area, and his name rings a bell to me. I just can't remember what I said about him.
I personally believe they owed money.
Yeah, I do too. I do too.
And they either gave the kid, I think Candace did. I really don't. I'm going to be honest with you, and I know people are going to hate to hear this. I don't think Don's involved in it. I think she did it all.
I mean, it could be possible.
I really believe that because of her sister vanishing off the face of the earth.
Don is just so creepy too, though. I mean,
he is creepy. He's creepy. But I really believe in my heart he loved that little girl. And
yeah, I think he might have loved her too much, though. That's the problem.
That is a possibility, but I don't think he would ever hurt her.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. If you was to say, because you know, a lot of people say he was doing certain things. I don't know if everybody knows what they say, right? Yeah. Why would you get rid of that person if you're doing that to them? You know what I'm saying? Or unless you're scared that she's going to tell somebody,
something went wrong.
Or something went wrong, I guess.
The thing is, let's put it this way: those kids were all old enough, and they went to school. If really all that stuff was going on, you know, bad things to little kids like that, one of those kids would have spoke.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm real iffy on that with Dawn, but I am going to tell you, I think she's the culprit.
Well, I think, you know, the kids told the same story as Candace. That's the thing. That's why there's really never no arrest, because the kids were going along with what Candace said. I don't know if Candace planted that in their mind
kids
or
can be brainwashed.
Yeah,
you know, kids can be brainwashed.
So, but I believe that the kids went along and told the same story that, and you can kind of see it. Remember when Don Wells was holding his son and he was talking about the boys were supposed to be watching Summer?
I didn't like the way he was holding that boy.
Remember, see how he had his head down though, like he was, like he did wrong.
Yes.
And you could see that the little boy had like some regret, or like, you know, he was.
Yeah, he was scared to even move his head or anything.
He was sad. I think he had some regret. And, you know, I think the boys told the same story. I don't know if they were put up to telling the same story, but they absolutely did, I think, shared the same story. Because if
didn't they have 3 boys, or did they have 4 boys?
3.
Let me ask you a question. The 2 youngest got adopted, but the oldest one didn't?
No, and they made a commercial with him and telling about his forever family like he was a puppy.
Jesus.
It was horrible. I've never seen nothing like it in my life. And
so you mean 2 of them got adopted and the oldest one didn't?
He didn't. And he is such an awesome, nice boy. Like his video was like, you know, I wish somebody would adopt him. If he'd have been a little bit younger, I probably would have went and got him.
How old is he now?
I think he's like 16, 17.
Well, he's got to be an adult now, right?
No, he's like 16, I think. 15, 16. Josie.
Is that his name?
Yeah.
Do you think he'll ever tell?
People are saying
Those
he's 17.
boys know what happened.
I mean, he's a smart boy. He's definitely not like special needs or nothing. He seems intelligent. He seems like a sweet boy. He's looking for a family that loves him. It was almost like, you ever see, a stray dog commercial where they're trying to get you to adopt a dog?
Yeah, that's right.
In the arms
It was,
of the angel.
yeah, in the eyes of, and they're sitting there shake. The video was kind of like that. I was taken back by it. I just think that it was low
I hope the
class to do
government
that.
got in place.
Why would the family take two of those kids knowing that it's been a nationwide thing and not take that third child? That
Well,
don't even
sometimes the
make
older
sense.
the child is, the harder they are to handle. Like my daughter's 25, she's harder to handle now than when she was 10.
The idea.
My boy's only 24, but yeah, I guess you.
Because they were, I mean, to me, you made a point. I never heard that thing you put, what you put on today of her and Ernie. Is his
Uh-huh.
name? That's the first time I heard that one.
I think Ernie got the closest to it, to be dead honest. I think Ernie almost had her confessing to the crime. Like
But
it was so
You were
close.
right. It sounded like she had a shovel.
I know.
And like she was digging in rocks.
Gravel, yeah, digging in gravel and throwing up while she was doing it.
She was smelling something that she was gagging on.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
But let me let Rose get on here.
all right.
But I just wanted to give you all that scoop because that might help you out a little bit. But there was a red 1997 Tacoma. They had a red truck, and they did put it up for sale. And they said Robin's husband ended up buying her a used one. I don't know if it's that one or not, but that's been all the talk this evening.
Okay. All right.
All right, honey. All right, bye.
Later. Okay, so the red truck that was in the area, we got Rose. I'm gonna bring you in, Rose. I think I'll just throw my picture up so people can't see you. All right, how about that? Give me a second.
Gum, you're ugly.
All right, Rose, you're in with us.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Wow. Good going over the Summer Wells case.
Okay, you got to turn us down to the background.
Oh,
we'll
boy.
echo, Rose. We'll echo really bad.
Is that better?
Yes.
Well, I've been watching you, Jimmy. And Mab, I'm sorry I kicked you earlier, but
Well,
I
you saw how
think
I handled it, didn't you?
I think he can handle it.
I handled it.
Yeah.
Mab's the champ.
Yeah. He's a good person. I appreciate
Oh
him.
yeah,
But
Mab. While I'm thinking about it, do you have PayPal?
me?
Yeah. Okay, because I got to send you your prize.
Well, Dolly?
I get a prize, huh?
Yeah,
Dolly.
It ain't just a belt. You win some money with it too.
Dolly?
Hey, where's mine?
I wish.
The Rosebud #1. Hey,
Where's mine? Just send me some soap. I'm good. You send me some soap.
Go to
Dolly?
bed, PJ.
Hey, am I still on panel?
Yes, you're
Yeah,
here,
you
Rose.
are.
You don't have to quiet down a little bit. You don't have to scream.
Oh, okay.
How you doing, Rose?
I'm good, Mab. Appreciate you asking me. I don't mean to be rude to you earlier, but I just thought it was hilarious to say, I'm going to kick him, see if he can handle that loser stuff, But I love your face when you put it up. You look like an old Indian that I've seen. Like
old Indian.
I'm part Blackfoot.
He's my native tracker.
Well, better than dog, a bounty hunter, right?
There you go.
I mean, what the hell happened with that shit, right? But back to the summer. There's so many people that know what happened. I think like girl just don't disappear out the in the basement and the that. I mean, And how do the brothers, like, I think right before I called in, you guys were talking about brothers or the caller, you
Yeah.
know, how can you imagine how they feel? Like, woo, you know, they probably know what happened.
Yeah, I mean, or maybe they
And
didn't. Maybe they were tied up in their computers. And you ever seen kids these days? They're stuck in their cell phones. They're always on a computer or a video game. They have no. The damn whole world could end around a kid while he's playing Fortnite and he wouldn't know.
well,
Ain't that right?
I have to disagree on that, Dolly.
No, that's the
Uh,
truth.
Good night,
I,
Sage.
it happens. You're aware of your surroundings, even though you're playing a game or talking with Dolly and Mab and Tony the Tiger or whoever that was, and I know what I want to say. And these children, those boys, um, they know what happened. They know, and how do you tell on your parents? And I feel sorry for those boys. I hope they have all found good homes, really good homes, you
Mm-hmm.
know, because every child deserves a good home. You don't slap a
Exactly.
child because they're asking you for a cuddle or please hold me. I feel lost,
Exactly.
And
You're right.
hello, can I get
Which
some?
we're here. We're listening to you, Rose. We're letting you talk. We've been talking for an hour. We just listening to you.
I mean, a child deserves cuddles and loves. And that family just didn't have that. I mean, I think they did have some cuddles and love when they felt their own, whatever they were doing to reach that compassion. They had to do some kind of drug or something or rugs. I'm sorry, Jimmy. They
Mm-hmm.
they were doing things, and it never leads to a good end. Like when you're doing so much stuff, you think that rug is going to help you to reach that level of
Mm-hmm.
care, but it doesn't. It just makes you go to sleep or whatever, and the kids are fending for
Well,
themselves.
I believe, Rose, like you said, that when you got to remember they had stopped by the pharmacy, the Walgreens, because
Yep.
Grandis was hurt,
Yep.
and I believe they were mixing uh meds with alcohol, and on the bottle of
I
meds it
agree. I
says
agree. I
may
agree.
intensify the effect, and I think that
And
they're
I think
drinkers.
that day that Summer disappeared, they had taken Grandis to get her meds. And I think they all shared them. I've seen shows about that. Go
Yeah,
get
I
your
do too.
meds. Yeah. And somehow that day, little Summer disappeared. Okay. Uh, and Grandis, and shortly thereafter, big old Grandis. And I also saw a program. I don't know if it was you, but I think it might have been you, where she's actually a lesbian. She's very manly. I have nothing against,
Well,
you know,
I don't think that's the case. I think she's with a man now.
she is a man.
She is not a man, Rose. You better stop. Look, we got to watch what you say up here. We can't be offensive
Okay.
like that. All
I'm
right, we got.
sorry, but a man is a man. And
She is not a man. She's definitely not a man. And
Grandis, I'm talking about Grandis.
Grandis is not
No,
a
she's not a
man.
man either.
All right, she's not a man. I
She
mean,
ain't Candace. Come on.
they have some manly qualities to them, but they're definitely not.
Yes.
They're both women, and
But
now she done left Don, and she's with
that
some
is
other
so
guy
funny
that she was
because
friends with, and
you
now she's with
said
her husband.
they both have some man qualities.
Manly qualities.
Manly. Don't leave the manly off. They both have sort of a butchy, woochy thing. A butchy,
Okay.
Yeah, man, they're more than I am.
Okay. Well, we don't. Even if they wanted to be men, we can't judge them people. You can be whoever you want to be
but
in
you
this
touch
world.
the mullet. You touch the mullet.
I did touch the mullet. We can't take that back. I had superpowers for
No,
like 6
no,
months.
seriously, dog. Did you honestly?
Yeah, I swear to God, I touched the mullet. She let me. Believe it or not,
You really do.
Candace has a pretty good sense of humor, and she watches all this stuff.
So
Even though she's seen you
she
talking
did
about
that
touching the
in the
mullet, she
spirit.
let you do it.
She did that in the spirit of all the jokes you made about the mullet. She let you touch it.
Yes, I swear to God,
Really?
That's what I was saying.
you can ask PJ. Okay, well, I'll share a story with you. We were
I
sitting in her
bet you
living.
will.
We were sitting in her living room, and you know, because you got to hear the kind of the whole thing. In the beginning, we met at this little restaurant. I think it was a Wendy's or something, like a fast food place. And we were sitting down. They were eating some chili, and we was talking. And Candace was like mean mugging me, right? Like just looking at me like real evil and mean. And then slowly, as you know, we were talking. I lighten the mood pretty quick because I joke and play. And then something I said Candace must have found funny, because then she started kind of going back and forth with me. At first, she wasn't talking to me at all, and then she started going back and forth with me. And then she got comfortable pretty quick. I make people feel comfortable pretty quick.
Of course you do.
And because I'm silly and goofy, and they figured, hey, this dude's no harm. He's just a big fucking goofball. And so they invited us back to the house. But so I'm sitting in the house, and we're just talking about the kids. She's showing me all their pictures, because believe it or not, there's a ton of pictures of summer wells that have never been on the internet that Candace don't share them. And I said, Candace, look, there's so many, all the pictures of summer are so old and there's no good ones. Why don't you share these pictures? And she said, because they were her pictures, and no matter what she does, people turn it on her. They'll say she looks like she's dead, or she's dirty, or she got bruises, but she had a bunch of pretty pictures of summer wells, like tons of them. Right. And she's
why
like,
did she cut Summer's hair off? Like,
I don't know. But this is what she said. She said, so I'm not giving, these are mine. These are my memories of the child, and I'm not going to share these with the world so people can turn it around on me. And but I got to see all those pictures. She had pictures of just all kinds of things with doing stuff with Summer, the boys, like everything. And so we were going through the photo album and hanging out. I was just, I hung out with him. Matter of fact, I hung out with him for a few good hours. Right. And then right before I get ready to go, the whole touching the mullet thing was just joking. And she's like, she looks over at me, and I didn't even know she's seen the stuff. She's like, so do you want to touch the mullet? Right. And I thought, I looked at her and I kind of laughed.
She asked you if
she
you
asked
wanted
me
to touch the mullet.
She asked me, did I want to touch the mullet, because she had seen the videos, right? So I'm kind of laughing and shit, and she's sitting down. She actually gets up and leans over so I can touch her mullet. Yeah.
Funny.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Listen, I can tell y'all people this, and this is the honest truth, because I've been around cold-blooded killers.
Cold-blooders.
Right. And listen, I gotta be truthful. Candace don't lack emotion. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you did touch the mullet, Jimmy.
Yes.
Talk about it.
I touched the mullet. It was
the spirit too.
It was mullety. It was mullety. But listen, what I'm saying is, I've seen a lot of emotion from Candace. I've seen anger. I've seen happiness. I've seen sadness. I've seen laughing. She
What happened when she heard the word cornbread? Something flopped out.
Well, I didn't say
Cornbread
that.
mafia.
Cornbread. That was Dr. Phil that said the cornbread stuff.
Yep.
But
didn't she kind of flip out on that though? Isn't that when she left the stage?
Well, that's what's around here.
I don't know. Like when you meet Candace, like you see her on. I have to say, Candace is like hanging out with a 16-year-old teenager.
Yep. And that's why she was able to condone the feelings with that boy, that hunter, and herself.
Yeah, because she carries herself.
Yep, because
all
she
of
was on the same
18 to 25.
Dolly. And
hey, y'all stop talking. Hey, one at a time. Y'all stop talking over each other.
Yeah,
I'm first. This is why, and your channel covers this a lot, why perpetrators can get these kids, because they're on the same mind level. They're on that same childish thing. you know?
Yeah, some of them but some of them use it to get the kids. Like grown men shouldn't be playing Roblox and shit, you know?
Yeah.
So I always look at
Disturbing.
certain games I look at, like there's some video games out there that are adult and kids are both going to be playing. Like you would have like Call of Duty. You're going to have adults and kids playing that. Fortnite, you're going to have adults and kids playing it. But like Roblox and stuff that are made just for kids, you shouldn't have no adults on those games that could be, you know, in your kid's ear like that. You know what I'm saying? And then like most of the time when adults play games, like I play Fortnite, me and Tiffany, my daughter, play it together. Usually we have a rule that we call it no squeakers. And no squeakers means no kids, because when you're a kid, you got a squeaky ass
I can tell you a
voice.
story about my little nephew that came into my home, and I tried the best I could take care of him. His mother was renting a room out of my home with her boyfriend, but she would leave this little boy out here in my living room with his games, and he was so little, and my son was here, and he would just curse and squeak. And I'm like, Malcolm, this is, and then we asked the mother, please, the child is, and they actually, the name was Squeakers. A little kid like squeaking.
Yeah, and that's what on the video games, that's what they call kids, or squeakers.
Yeah.
And if most people don't want to play with squeakers, the only time we would let a squeaker in if he was super, super good at the game, right? And you wanted to get him on your team.
But it seems like a squeaker channel would let a pedophile in, kind of slick.
Well, kids don't know. Kids don't know and what adults they're playing with. You know, they're just playing a game being a kid. The adults know what they're doing. It ain't the kids, it's the bad adults that are on these games that you got to worry about. But you know, it ain't every adult, because normal people don't, like I said, are normal people. They don't think like that.
Right. The platform is not monitored correctly.
What did Map say?
Yeah, the platform's not monitored correctly, but you can report people on these games, and they'll take your account. They'll take your whole account from you.
I don't know how to do that because I'm not on those platforms. You know,
the president.
The safest channel I feel on is being your channel, Dolly. I mean, I'm not trying to blow sunshine up your ass. I know how much you like that, but
you got to watch the language. Watch the language there, Rose.
a dollar in your Venmo jar.
Okay, $1 in my Venmo jar. But okay, well, anyway, I'm getting ready to get out of here, guys. So I'm going to get ready to wrap it up with y'all. It was good talking to you, Rose. It was good talking to you, Tony. Good talking to you, Mab. Y'all guys be good.
Thank you,
right,
Dolly.
10-4, folks. God bless everybody. Make sure you say prayers tonight.
All right, peace.
10-4.
Love you. Bye.
Later. Okay, now let me get my final words before I go. So, any news in the Summer Wells case is good news. All right, whatever they had to be something credible. I will dig up more information on this for you guys tomorrow. My PI will be on top of it, and of course, I will have the scoop for you. It's strange that all these people are connected to me. And listen, I don't believe in coincidences. I truly don't. There's something strange that was going on that hill. And I'm talking about leading up to Summer Wells going missing. And I can tell you this, nobody just randomly went up to Ben Hill Road. I've been there multiple times. Matter of fact, the first 2 times I went, I didn't even know where the house was at. I was looking over here and the house is over here. And so it ain't just something that somebody stumbled across. You had to know. If I gave you the damn address and you didn't have a GPS, you would never find their house. You just wouldn't. You'd be like, I don't know where this shit's at. I must have drove past it myself 5 times before I even realized the location was right. So Summer Wells didn't vanish from a stranger. They had a bunch of people that were tied in the damn drug rings that they were hanging out with that later on were busted with, you know, Breaking Bad is what I'm going to call it, because YouTube's a little funny about these things. Summer Wells is missing because of some substance in the people that were on that hill. Candace was bringing up like random people to the house. Nothing is random. right? I agree with that, Moon Glow. You know, we were bringing up, you know, remember the dude that was staying there? What was his name that died? The Mexican guy that was cutting the grass and feeding the kids pizza, Jose or whatever. And then you had people like, what's Panda? Andrew, remember that dude? He is a weird effing dude. He was on Benny Keys's and he was just talking about looking up in the black web and shit. And I was like, listen, I am 51 years old. You know how many times I've been on the black web? Never, right? Andrew Hills, never. I couldn't tell you what's up there. You know why I couldn't tell you what's up there? Because I don't look at nothing weird like that. If you must be looking for some strange things if you're going on to the black web. And for your information, I'm a conspiracy guy. The black web was created by the federal government. So if you up there thinking you're getting away with something, you ain't. That's just leading you right to getting caught. And you know, these people know about the black web. That's scary. You just knowing about it, being on it. Oh, I just went on it because there ain't no reason to be on it unless you're looking at things you ain't supposed to be looking at. And usually things that involve children. We hear about this a lot. I don't know how many of y'all watch Skeeter Jean and the Gordon dude, the big bald guy. He does like pedo poachers or whatever it is. And he's constantly busting these people on Telegram where they have these rings of people and they're sharing these images of kids from like 4 years old to like 16. I mean, it's terrible. And they're busting these people every day. You can watch it right here on YouTube every day. Every day I watch a new video from them and it's them doing the same thing over and over. And every time they catch a person every single day doing these things. So these people are out here doing these things. So when you hear people that are involved with them and they're on the black web and they're doing this and they're doing, it's just a bunch of damn weirdos. And anywhere you got a bunch of weirdos, you're going to have weird things that happen. And you can't say what went on Ben Hill Road was totally dysfunctional and bizarre. And you get enough bad people around now, your kid's missing. And I'm not saying that Andrew had anything to do with it, but when he was talking about, you know, going on the black web, and I was just like, you know, man, you're going to end up in jail. You're going to end up in jail because listen, you didn't go onto the dark web. What do they call it? The black web, the dark web for anything good. Right. So if you're going up there, you're going up there for something bad. I've never been on it in my life. I couldn't even tell you how to get onto the dark web. Does anybody know? Because good people wouldn't know how to do that shit. You got to be a certain level of bad to even know how to access it. He's super creepy. You're right. He is super creepy. I don't know if he has anything to do with it, but he is a creepy, weird ass dude. And I don't know. I just just his actions with his kids. It's kind of scary, right? It just kind of scares me a little bit. I ain't saying the dude's doing anything. I'm just saying if I turned on Skeeter Jean and they were running up on Andrew Hiltz, I wouldn't be surprised. Okay. I would not be, it wouldn't shock me a bit. I'd be like, there's Andrew Hiltz. I swear I wouldn't think about it twice. I'd be like, I knew they eventually get this guy, right? That's what I feel like. I'm like, you're that creepy, bro. Listen, nothing against you. You're just a creepy dude. Would I leave you around any of my kids or family? Hell no. I'd be like, no, you better go on. You're a little strange and a whole lot of change, right? Just not good. And you know, Candace was just allowing all these people. Allie, rest in peace to Allie. I don't want to say nothing bad about Allie, you know, especially she's not here. But I'm going to say this. I believe Allie's full of shit. I believe a lot of what she was saying was lies. I think she knew what was going on with Hunter and Candace. Andrew, he acted like he didn't. And then, you know, and then it was the talk that me and Andrew had. Then he got up here talking about Candace messing with his son, but then he swore to me, oh, my son, well, they would never do that, blah, 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 would never do that. And then 3 days later, he's like, Yeah, she was messing with my boy. It's just like, this dude here is something else. Fred Hill Tree Service, the yard looks like a junkyard. Listen, all that shit out there looks like a junkyard. You ever been down Ben Hill Road? It really looks like something out of a movie. And when it gets dark, there's no street lights. You can't see nothing. I mean, when I say pitch black, I mean, it's so black you can't see your hand in front of your face like this. You can't see it at all. I mean, no moonlight. It is dark. I mean, like unbelievably dark, like a whole new level, like somebody dropped you off in the middle of space dark. We were out there just last time we were there. And me and PJ went out there, and we went out in the evening time. I don't know what we went out there for. We went out there for something. And we got out there and it was dark. And coming back down Ben Hill Beach Creek is dangerous. There's no street lights, there's no nothing. So it was absolutely crazy. It was absolutely crazy out there. And you would think, let's just say Summer wanders off, right? She's only gonna go so far before she gets scared and she starts to cry or make noise. And when you're out there, it's so remote that it's super quiet. It ain't just dark, it is quiet. Like you can hear a branch break from 200 yards, right? So if you had a kid in the woods crying, you would hear it, and you don't. So to me, it's like, that didn't happen. Somebody grabbed her, somebody came up there, and these people were doing hard substances. They had people up there that owed people money, right? You had Candace hanging out with this lady and her kid up there, and then something happened. And I believe it was all over some type of debt, and they grabbed Summer, and once they grabbed her, it wasn't no bringing her back, to try to get the money, and they couldn't come up with the money. And then they never returned Summer. And you hear Don say, well, they never brought her back. How many of y'all heard him say that? They never brought her back. Who? He says it like he knows who had Summer, which is a scary, scary thing. And I think they know more than they're telling. I think they know a lot more than they're telling. And it was involved in organized crime. And I do believe they may be a little scared of who took Summer, because all these people that were up there that got caught in this Breaking Bad ring were really, really bad people. And when you're dealing with people that are moving heavy, bad things, these are the type of people that will kill you. And I think that they got in over their head on something and hanging with people they shouldn't have been with. And this escalated. You notice after this, none of them people are around anymore. But before this, they were all chilling together and friends and partying together. But after Summer goes missing, things seem to somewhat change. And to me, that's a telling sign that something was going on in that house before this all happened. And then, of course, there's the rumors that Don wasn't at work, that somebody was on the hill, some weird guy, according to Hunter. But I don't believe Hunter. Hunter is a little, listen, he didn't fall far from his daddy tree. And, we did a lot to help him when Allie passed away. And you know what he did with the money? He went out and bought a gun. I wish I had never helped that kid. And I just felt bad for him because his mama, and we raised all them funds for him. And he was just the biggest piece of doo-doo. Like you think Andrew's bad. He is just like his daddy. And it wasn't even raised by his daddy. I think that's some DNA shit right there, right? It's just like, never again. And just the way he lied about his mama dying, and just use this dying mother to profit off of. Like, I know he's a young kid, young and dumb is what they say, but man, this kid is something else. Little gangster wannabe. If he don't end up in prison for the rest of his life, I will be amazed. The twins, he was lying about the kids and shit. It just amazes me of all that. You know, it's something else. I'm just like, wow. So, like I said, I'm gonna get out of here. I just want to tell you guys real quick though, before I go. I never do nothing quick, but I want to thank everybody that donated to our Thanksgiving giveaways. We were able to get 15 families, turkeys, stuffing, all the fixings delivered to them. We had a couple problems with a couple deliveries, and some people had to pick it up from the store, but we were able to buy 15 families Thanksgiving dinners, right? That was awesome of you guys, for everybody that supported that mission and helped me make that possible. Y'all made a lot of families happy. Okay. That's super cool. Of course, I got to mention the merch store, right? PJ will kill me if I don't, because I've been working on a bunch of merch stuff. We got new soaps, lotions, body washes. You can see it here in our store. Coconut, shea butter, dragon fruit, lavender. Our new man card smells so good. Red velvet cake, watermelon. We got tumblers. What else we got up here? What else we got? See y'all. I gotta plug it. More tumblers. These are art for our tumblers. So Turtle Island by PJ hoodie, Dolly and PJ Vision, hats, shirts. What else we got? More shirts, more hats, more soaps. Oh, I just added lotions. I restocked the lotions. So we got pink sugar. We got turtle spell, which is actually love spell, but for, copyright reasons. Love spell, cotton candy, cherry almond, crunch pumpkin cake, eucalyptus honeysuckle. We got man card bar soap, pink. Oh wait, we sold out of these. Raspberry lemonade and pink sugar. I have more of those. I guess PJ didn't put them back in stock, or this. Okay, I'm gonna have to let her know. A lot of this is saying sold out, but we've been selling a bunch of stuff. So make sure. Dolly got an eat shirt. Okay, you ain't cool unless you got that. What else is up here? More shirts, stickers. All right, where's the baby? Them a lot of Turtle Island things, of course. And we got tracking devices. Now listen, if Summer Wells would have had one of these, we would know where she's at. And I sell them for $20. They're GPS trackers. So I would love Turtle Spell shower gel. Okay, so if she would have had one of these, or Jack and Lily would have had one of these, or any of these kids would have had one of these, we would know where they're at, right? So, and you can buy these on Amazon. You can buy them at Walmart. You can buy them from my merch store. They're only $20 on my merch store, but it's basically a Android, iPhone GPS tracking device. You can put it on clothes, in somebody's pants, in their pocket, sew it onto something. And of course, if your kid ever goes missing, and I pray to God it don't, then you have that device to find your child, right? And I encourage people to get these for their grandkids and their kids for Christmas, even if you don't get it from me. Go to Amazon, go to Walmart, get one of these. Is your grandkid or your child worth $20 to you? And if the answer is yes, then you need to have these devices. Listen, I pray to God you never use it. Mab, make sure you I'll get up with you tomorrow and I'll send you the prize tomorrow. And then of course the belt will be out to you in a few weeks, because Mab won Turtle Island season 6 today. But like I was saying, I pray to God you never have to use a tracking device on your child, but it's better safe than sorry. It's the same reason somebody would buy, like a firearm. Maybe you'll never use it, but if something happens, you have it when you have to. Same thing. And people blow money, $20 on lottery tickets and coffee and donuts. So take a moment, and like I said, even if you get it from Amazon or Walmart, get these for your kids and your grandkids. And I know a lot of people think, well, Big Brother's tracking me. Well, they're tracking you anyway through your cell phone or through your credit cards and stuff like that. So I hate when people say that. Oh, well, I don't want them watching me and my family. Well, pray to God your family never comes up missing, right? And a lot of these cases we talk about, just think about this. If everybody had one of these, I wouldn't even have a YouTube channel. I wouldn't have nothing to talk about in true crime. Because I usually just talk about missing people. That's majority of what I do here. I wouldn't even have a channel. And I'd rather it be that way. I'd rather not have a channel and kids not go missing. But you know the world we live in, people, they'll spend money on $100 on a pair of shoes for their kid, but they won't buy them a $20 tracking device. It blows my mind. It blows my mind. So we have some in stock if you want to get them from us. If not, like I said, go on to Amazon, go on to your local Walmart and just pick one up. Give it to your nephew, give it to your grandson, give it to your adult daughter or child. It could save their life. So think about that. And make sure you go to buydollysoap.com to get you soaps, lotions. The promo code is Dolly Rocks for half off. I don't think it's active right this second, but it will be tomorrow. I think we turned it off. PJ might not have. It might be active right now. But Dolly Rocks, one word, all capital. And that is the cheapest you will ever get soap and lotions from Dolly. I mean, lotion's not on sale, but body wash and soaps are. My lotion's too good to put on sale. It's the greatest, right? Like Donald Trump would say, it's just the greatest lotion ever was made. You can't get nothing better. So we don't discount that much. But check it out. Get you some great stocking stuffers, great Christmas gifts, and it'll clean your cracks in your flaps. And that's a good thing. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, and I'll have all this information about Summer Wells. So make sure you tune back in to get the scoop, and I'll see you guys then. Dolly loves you. Peace.